the CSA and all of North American life. A secretive and very obscure kingdom has arisen there, known as the Kingdom of Dusk. Uh, the Kingdom of Dusk is rumored to be ruled by a witch who spreads magic and rules through a bit of a magocracy with those who are strong or smart enough to use magic, assuming points of power. And the reason they have become a successful nation is because of the prevalence of a thing called Duststone. Duststone is a new thing introduced to the world after the giant upheaval. Duststone is gold that has been corrupted by spiritual energy, turning into an alchemical, magical medium that can be used to create things that can harness and channel magical energies. And California, at this point in time, being untapped, had a massive supply of gold, and being that close, now has a very large supply of Duststone, which they trade through uses of their magics, able to traverse areas that are far too dangerous for normal people to typically travel. So they have become strong through trade. That's sort of the layout of the land, um, and the bigger things that have happened. Uh, you guys are going to be starting on a stagecoach headed west from Memphis to Harrison, Arkansas. By the time we start, you guys will be roughly a day away in the stage. And as I said in the text the other night, you guys are headed to the Crooked Creek mine, where there has been reports of some sort of accident that has resulted in the majority of the miners being listed as missing and presumed dead. So, with that out of the way, what are your, well, as I said earlier, I did a dry run with character creation with Chance. So Chance already has a character. He doesn't have two options. We made sure to make a character that can slot in pretty much anywhere, so there shouldn't be any party conflict from Chance. So for you two, I guess we'll just go back and forth. Daniel, why don't you lead with your first character idea?
All right. First character idea is I'm a uh probably mid 40s man who is a Civil War veteran of the CSA.
Mhm.
I I fought with the CSA. The war ended, and then I continued doing a or performing a border border conflicts. I continued to participate in border conflicts because the CSA started doing basically mercenary work for different European countries, and I started doing that. Um, Mercenary work in Central America.
Mhm.
So I traveled down there, and I was shot with an arrow by uh, a remnant of Aztec Indians, and I awoke a few days later in a medical tent, and I decided to put my guns away and go back to the States. And now I am going west because I had some people in my regiment that started working for the mines instead of the mercenary companies. And I heard about the mine collapse, and I'm wanting to check up on my comrades.
Okay. Okay. We like this. We like this. Austin, what's your first character idea?
All right, so my first character idea is uh, Reverend John Peters.
Okay.
He is 32 years old. He started life as more of a troubled youth before turning to Christianity as a faith around the age of 19, where he started kind of like his training to be, as you would say, started studying the word, things like that. Studied under a man for many years, finally took over as the preacher of his own church about age 23. So he's only been doing it
Okay.
about 9 years, so newer, but still with enough experience to know what he's talking about in a sense. Um,
Okay.
him and his wife Amelia moved to Central Arkansas when they first got married at the age of 21.
Okay.
And he kind of sat there, set up shop in that small town, and about 5 or 6 years ago, his wife passed away of tuberculosis.
Mm.
And after her death, he kind of didn't feel at home where they lived, but he also didn't want to hardcore leave his roots, but he kind of became more of a wandering preacher, going to and fro where he felt people needed him. So that's kind of why he ended up heading east for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He got letters from some family members because they came from the East Coast originally, and he went there, was preaching a little bit, and now he's kind of traveling back on his way, kind of back to his centralized home. And
Okay, and so that's why he's headed back to Crooked Creek. Is,
Yeah.
is Harrison like his home? Like that's where he's from,
I just said
or that's where he settled down?
that's where he originally settled down at.
Okay, yeah, no, I like that. I like that coming home. Now, case in point on this one, just like for my own clarity here, uh, in Savage World specifically, Deadlands, like if you're just preacher with a shotgun, that's cool, but there is also like you can be like a more clericy, like actual versed in miracles kind of preacher.
But yeah, I
Which
was looking at the blessed area of the
you're looking at
Deadlands.
the blessed edge. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are an actual miracle worker then.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Austin, magic-y guy, cool. Chance, go ahead and tell them your character. Like I said, Chance only has one, but like I said, he slots in. So give them the rundown.
Yeah. So my character is gonna be from uh, out west, from the Kingdom of Dusk. He worked. He was a part of their like military force, and eventually, as part of that, he he eventually decided to leave and come out east to the rest of the known world, uh, to try and basically I still don't have like a good name for it. Like almost be like a scout, just kind of be like eyes and ears
Yeah.
outside of the kingdom. Uh, and so he kind of works mostly as like kind of like a gun for hire law hand, moseying around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. 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 All right. So I liked all those for one. I think we got a good thing here. But let's hear second ideas as well. Daniel, you keep us going. Just keep the rotation.
All right. Second guy. Um, he is. Um, I guess. I guess not undercover, but he is part of the agency of. What was it, Brian? Stonemasons.
The Freemasons.
Freemasons. He was part of the Freemason organization, and he. Well, no, sorry, he grew up, and when the eclipse happens, or when the explosion happens, his parents got got killed um, by unknown beings, and he grew up scared and whatnot, and found out about the Freemasons, and joined them through service. He joined the Marshals, and then joined the Freemasons when he caught wind of like that was a special organizations to eradicate the evil stuff going on. So he joined them, and he is going west to investigate the mine because it doesn't seem like an ordinary collapse. And he wanted to investigate because his area is that southwestern um, jurisdiction.
Okay. Also good. Also classic. I like it. Austin,
Mhm.
what's your number two?
All right. So my number two is a retired veteran and ranger William Bradley. So he
Okay.
served in the Union Army under Ulysses S. Grant during the Civil War, afterwards becoming a ranger. He served as a ranger for just only a couple years because he entered the Civil War at a more of a middle age. He's 53 now.
Yeah.
He served as a ranger after that until getting shot in the leg. And
Mhm.
while he still has function of the leg, he has a bit of a limp, so he has trouble running. And that kind of
Yeah.
put him into an earlier retirement. So now he's just a traveling gun for hire isn't the right word. He's more of like a, I called it a traveling ranger. He still helps those in need. He offers his hands for work or his gun if needed to protect those who are needed, and that's why he's heading for the mine. He heard about what was going on. He thought that his expertise in combat and years of experience as a ranger might be able to be beneficial to those down there.
Okay. Okay. These are all great ideas. These are all great ideas. Anybody got anything that they liked about someone else's character that they think is good? Any synergies they're seeing that they like a lot that could go? Because I assume most of you like your first character best because that's why you said it first. But does anyone see a good like reasoning for anybody's second character or anything they liked a lot about it? Any synergies they see there?
Hmm. I like the Man of God.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be fun to explore, just
Yeah.
because it's like, just like fantasy. Religion
Yeah.
is real,
Yeah.
and providing miracles.
Yeah.
I like lads, worldly man,
Mm-hmm.
traveling around. I like that. I also like the Freemason thing. I think that could be very interesting,
Yeah.
and that can lead to a bunch of hijinks.
I agree with this. I agree with this.
Yeah,
I
I've.
think I think
Oh, go for it.
I think with both of you, I'm kind of feeling like you both like your first option better, just off the depth of the description, which is fine because I do like both your first options. I think specifically with Austin, I think you've already got more to do with the first character, like just like you've already set yourself up to have like more active involvement in things just by being a holy person
Mm-hmm.
compared to the second guy who's just, gun for hire, which is of course fine in a Western setting. But I feel like any town you go into, you're going to have more to do with your holy guy
Sounds good.
than you would with the other guy. And
There's a lot of
then,
motivation.
yeah, a lot of motivation to be found there, a lot of different angles to take. Not to mention, obviously this is a pretty dark world. The whole beacon of hope angle that sets up a lot of adversity and a lot of fun stuff. That's good. Um, and then Daniel's got the sort of retired soldier, sort of moving on from his past, but then somehow falls back into the shit for one last ride. Like I like all of that. I also do like your second option a lot too. Like I feel like Austin, definitely the first one is the good. Like they're both good, but I feel like the first one's better. Daniel got two pretty good options. I think you could go either way. Um, but that being said, if either of you have any preferences, I think any of these guys could work together. I don't think there's any like thing that's gonna like make the party not go together well. So whatever you guys think, I think any of these are good.
Yeah, I'll probably definitely play with the Reverend. I did.
Okay.
I told Daniel I had him design, and then when you texted us to have two, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well.
I agree with what everyone said with yours though, Daniel. I like both of them. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a hard decision.
I think they're both good. What are you thinking, Daniel?
Uh, I guess the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Now everyone goes with their first one most of the time anyway. It's just nice to have a backup because anytime this is done, the first one's always the one people thought of first and like the most. You lead with your best foot, so no shock there. Okay, so I think we're gonna do backstory stuff first before we do stats because that just makes sense. So you guys have kind of given like a rough point of your backstory already. So I have a way to kind of make this a little bit more in depth, right? So in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything, there is a chapter where you can kind of go over sort of your life events up until the time you went adventuring. And by doing that, we were essentially gonna roll random tables. I'm gonna give you answers, and we're gonna see if that gives you ideas that will help flesh out your backstory.
All right.
Okay.
I love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm. So who wants to go first on this one?
I can go first. I mean, I've done
Okay.
it before, so I get the idea.
Yeah. This one is the first roll is always simple. Roll for your parents. A D100.
D100. God damn, I haven't rolled dice in a minute.
Yeah. Feel it, love it, own it.
I haven't looked at Destiny in many moons.
Mm-hmm.
Come
God,
at you
that was
live
a
with a. With,
fucking thud.
I use half Destiny, half Matt's metal dice.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
All right, 15's the simple one. You know who your parents are or were. So you've got your parents. They're happy. You know them. Give me one more roll for their status. That is a. Let me double check. I believe that's a D12.
Oh shit. There I was jerking off my D20 or my D100. Coming at you live with an 8.
With an 8. Okay, your parents are alive, but they are doing poorly due to financial trouble. Mm.
That's
So you got parents you left back home that ain't doing too hot. Well, how do we feel about that? We got parents back home now.
I mean, I was fine with family
Mm-hmm.
stuff back home.
Yeah,
Because for the most part, they would be out of the picture.
that's fair.
I was fine with having as big of a family as
Tell you where they are. Safe.
safe. Exactly.
Okay.
Doing poorly,
Mm,
sure.
sure.
Sure. I
Downtrodden
mean,
just a little bit. All right, maybe that might be another reason for your outside adventures, a little chance to make a
mhm.
little bit money to send home kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, might have been like why my characters like strove to be a part of like the elite
Mm-hmm.
part of the military.
Yeah, and that's a whole part of the deal there. Just
Mhm.
because maybe part of the reason you're still scouting abroad instead of just, wandering is so that there's still a wage coming home.
Right.
Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
cool with that.
Yep. Okay, and then the next roll, another D100 is for your birthplace.
I was born in a gutter. Gutter of a trash can.
Got out of a trash can.
44.
44. This one's
Hello.
pretty simple. It's
What's up,
Bubba.
people? What's up?
What
Bubba.
up,
How y'all doing?
Bubba?
How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
How's the
All right,
old Wild West going?
we're just starting character creation right now.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, on your roll, Chance, you were born in a temple, so you were
Ooh.
born in a church.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's folksy. Actually, no, that is actually less folksy than I thought about it because I just thought about where you were born. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, I wrote temple.
fun fact about the Kingdom of Dusk: religion is strictly outlawed.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Dusk outlaws religion completely. So, how old are you?
Mid 30s.
So the church you were born in has
Freaking age.
definitely been destroyed.
Hmm.
It
Repurposed.
yeah, it was definitely it's been done away with. The Kingdom of Dusk is again a magocracy. They don't allow religion. Let's see. So okay, you were born in the before times, and that's
How
nice, I
many years
guess.
has it been since the sky
Uh,
blackened?
63. It has been 27 years.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So most of
Uh,
my life has been that way.
and the sky is cleared at this point. It was
Yeah, it was for a
it was
decade.
it was dark for a decade, but the sky has cleared. Okay, this next one is one of the fun ones. I need you to roll for siblings. A D10, please.
Ooh, I do hope for a decent amount of siblings.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Okay, roll a d6 for me.
Fuck. 3.
Okay, you have 5 siblings.
Yo.
I then need you to roll a d12 for me, and roll it 5 times.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So first one is a 4.
Okay.
11,
Okay.
5,
Okay.
5,
Okay.
6.
Okay, so this is wild. Here's a little part of your backstory. You have 5 siblings, and 4 of them are missing.
What the fuck?
4 of them are missing. Those 5s and 6s are all missing and unknown.
Oh, no.
So, out of your siblings, you and one other are the only ones. The other one is alive and well, but 4 of your siblings are missing for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. But I mean, there's a
Oh,
lot
can
of.
one be good at magic?
I mean, that checks.
If
That
they're alive
checks.
and well, if they're doing well, then they know magic.
Yep. No. That checks. That checks.
I bet she's cool.
I bet
Oh,
she's cool.
one of them, maybe a few were in the mine.
Well, no,
Because we live
Chance's
out.
family is like way out west.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. But okay, so
Fine. Yeah.
yeah, so you have one who is good at magic. The others, I'm willing to say that frankly, like the way the world is now and the fact that you grew up in California during like some of this, it's possible that like that just kind of happened. Like there may
Yeah.
have been something that happened in your childhood where your family got separated and your parents had to make a call about saving the kids they could.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can. Yeah.
Like you may just have one sibling that you know is alive because they're the only one that you actually still know. Okay, and then that brings up an interesting point about said sibling. Give me a d12 roll to see your relationship with this sibling.
Oh,
Okay. All right. And what is that?
Is it well? Technically, it's 3d4.
3d4. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not a d12. It's 3d4.
Oh god. Dropping everything. The wide eye is gone.
Don't
I
drop
picked it
it.
up. I dropped it. I didn't
Hang
even
on
hear
to
a
it.
clink. Oh,
Mhm.
it landed in the
Mhm.
goddamn thing.
I
What an
like it.
adventure this has been.
I like it.
All right. I got 3 4s.
3, 4. Okay, so 12. Your
Yes.
relationship is pretty like amicable. You guys are pretty fond of each other. So you've got a friendly sibling. Now here's another one that's fun. Roll me 3d6.
All right. 3d6. 1, a 2, a 3. And give you the total?
Yep.
9.
9. Their alignment is not anything crazy. They are a neutral line person. They're just your average wizard guy. Nothing insane.
Chaotic evil.
I was hoping for chaotic
We're
evil.
super cool with each other. Just
You know,
you.
you do you, and that's fine. This is fine.
This is fine.
But
Totally fine.
yeah, and now give me just 2d6 to see if you're the younger, older, or middle
Okay.
child.
2d6. I got a 10.
Okay, you are the youngest of your family.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see here.
Easy to roleplay.
Easy to roleplay. You're the youngest child with one older sibling who's doing well. And that's always nice. Okay, give me a 3d6 roll to see your family's lifestyle. Because this is interesting in and of itself, because they're doing poorly.
All right. That is a 11.
And 11? You guys are modest. You're a middle class family, and you're not doing great. So, fair enough. Let's see. Keep flipping through this. Give me a D100 for your childhood home.
Childhood home. Okay. That is a 5.
Okay. So you live in a rundown shack. I'm starting to paint a picture of this family just a little bit, I think. Like, it's all right, but it's a little rough.
Home is where you make it.
Home is where you make it. We should have made it somewhere else.
We should have made it somewhere else. Maybe this
Yeah.
is why the rest of the family's either gone or missing.
Yeah,
They're not missing, they just didn't fit in the box.
the box is not big. It's a small box. Now, give me a 3d6 roll for your childhood memories.
Okay, let me type that out. Trying to make a little list for myself.
Yeah.
Childhood memories, 3d6. And give you the total.
Yep.
Coming at you live with a 13.
13. You're an enigma here. I had many friends, and my childhood was a pretty happy one. Despite the fact that you have apparently lost the vast majority of your siblings and lived in a box. Home is
Always
where you make
possible.
it.
You can be a happy poor kid.
You can. You very much can. Okay, let's see here. The background things don't really apply. Probably skipping those.
Yep,
Hey,
there's something crazy.
this is actually a good one. Roll a d6 for why you became a fighter.
Okay. Reason for being a fighter.
Well, a soldier, not a fighter.
You'll be a soldier,
Mhm.
not a fighter. Alright. And you said
Just a d6.
I want you, Sarah. That is a 6.
Invaders attacked my homeland. It was my duty to take up arms in defense of my people.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So, your homeland's under siege. What's siege in your homeland is the real question here.
I don't know. Probably
Wh-
bad shit.
There's probably a table for this. Give us a
There's
moment.
probably a table. Find me a table, good sir.
Give me a roll on the war table.
Was it
Uh,
100?
no, actually, not on the war table. I think it'd be better to roll on the supernatural event table. Yeah, D100.
74.
74. Possession by a type of creature.
Oh,
Demons.
Ooh.
Okay.
dramatic.
The area in which you live has been under siege by demons who have been assuming the forms of people.
Oh, that explains some of the missing siblings.
That actually does explain a lot of the missing siblings.
Oh yeah, that explains like 3
So,
or 4 of them.
yeah, I don't know if you've decided like what region in that area you were from. Like Northern California, Southern California, maybe even like Nevada or one of the more western areas of that.
Probably closer to one of like the bigger like cities.
Okay. Okay, so you're probably more clustered towards the central coast of California.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say people have been like since you were near a coastal town, there have been like around the time you joined up years ago, there were incursions of people coming through ports who were of demons coming through ports wearing skin suits,
Ugh.
and they were starting to cause like a lot of trouble. And yeah, that may be a good inspiration for why you joined, is you probably lost some siblings to it.
Yeah, no, I have.
Demons are bad.
Moon's
The
haunted.
moon's haunted. Okay, so you took up arms to fight off demonic incursion. Cool. 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 Cool.
Cool.
Cool. I like that. And then the last one, the fun one, life events.
Oh, I love life events.
You are 30,
35.
35. Roll me a d6.
Okay. 6.
Okay, you have 6 life events we're going to roll for. Roll a d100 for each. Start from the top.
All right. Let me go ahead and just get a little bullet list
Yep.
going. This will save us some time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So the first one is a 98.
Okay. You encountered something magical.
Makes sense.
Roll on the Arcane Matters table. Give me a d10 roll, please.
Encountered something magical. And you said a D8?
D10.
Decent. My bad. A 9.
You saw a creature being conjured by magic. Your childhood is happy somehow.
Oh, well, that was my sister.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that checks. That checks. So, you have a good relationship with your sibling, who we've said is a sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a good relationship with your sister, and sometime in your formative years, you saw her conjure a being of some sort.
Summoned a being. That's scary sounding.
I'm gonna say like that might actually be like the point that she got kind of whisked away to be trained, is like she called something that maybe caused a bit of a stick, and that caused people to notice her, and then she got swooped.
Okay.
And now, she gets trained. You guys maybe have less of a close relationship than you could have, but you're still friendly.
All
I
right.
don't know what she conjured, but something.
That's for you to roll and me to
That's
find
for
out.
me to roll one of these days. You got 5 more life events, Chief. Fire away.
56.
56. You spent some time working in a job related to your background. Add $20 to your character sheet.
Go.
Ooh. $20 is $20.
$20. $20.
Now, what would you say your background was before you became, like, you decided to be a soldier eventually, like early in your life probably. Did you ever do anything else or have any other aspirations, any other careers you took?
I really don't think so. I think it like as soon as he could with this kind of demon invasion, he probably just like
Joined up?
yeah, like enlisted as
No,
soon as he could.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you have back pay. You were paid for your entire time there. So yeah. Just you got $20 left from what you had with you
Sure.
from your time of working. Give me one more roll. Or well, 4 more rolls.
One more roll. Fuck you. I'm working here. 4.
You suffered a tragedy. Roll on the tragedies table. That's a D12 on tragedy.
A D12 for tragedies. Son of a bastard.
Hmm.
Was it a sibling getting snatched? I bet it was. It's a 1.
A family member or close friend died. Roll on the cause of death table. Let's see here. Cause of death. Give me a D12.
A 6.
An apparent suicide.
Oh no.
God. Fuck.
But you had
And
a happy childhood.
you have a happy childhood. Apparent suicide really screams like demon incursion, like one of those super traumatizing moments where you get evil deaded. Like someone smiles way wider than they should, then they cut their own throat or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was part of the demons.
Yep. Man, you're having a happy life, baby. Man, Daniel's gonna have to roll so fucking many of these.
Good.
Old ass
For him.
motherfucker. Go ahead and give me 3 more rolls, one at a time.
Son of a fucking 8.
Roll on the tragedies table.
No.
Do it.
Let me type it out. That was a 12, right?
Yep.
Alright.
It's gonna be really funny if he rolls a 7, because I no chance.
Shut up. It's a 7.
A lover disappeared without a trace. You've been looking for this person ever since.
I'm so happy.
Man, this demon incursion seems to have really shaped your entire life.
Yo, I'm gonna turn into fucking Doom guy.
I didn't think you had a preferred enemy, but it seems like you're really rapidly growing a preferred enemy. So yeah, I don't even know how to like go about that like during all this shit. I guess in your like teenage years,
Yeah.
you
First
had
love kind of thing.
first love.
Possessed, and that was just one of the bodies that never showed up.
Mm-hmm. She could be out there still to this day. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
God damn.
Fucking God. I
What?
managed to smile through
Why don't you roll 2 more, buddy?
it. 82.
That's higher. You've had a supernatural experience. Roll on the supernatural
No way.
event. Go ahead, give me a D100 for supernatural events.
Be something good. Be something good. It's gonna be a 76.
This is so interesting.
God damn you.
You were briefly possessed.
No.
You were briefly possessed.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is bad.
This Demon War sucks.
Like I didn't make this part of the lore about really the rise of this witch queen to power, but it really seems like maybe she stopped a demon war.
Yeah.
It really seems like she may have turned the tide on this one, and that maybe is why we made her queen.
I would at this
Yeah,
point.
no, that's fair as shit. That's fair as shit. Okay. You were possessed.
They almost had 4 kids missing, or 5 kids missing.
I'm trying to see if there's something else I should make you roll for being possessed.
I don't know. Is there like a haunting or? Well, no, fuck that.
Unless you want to roll on the tragedy table again.
I ain't rolling on the tragedy table again unless I roll something shit. We're hoping our next roll is a happy roll.
Oh shit! I know what happened. I think I know what happened. Your sister briefly conjured something, and it jumped into you, and that's like how she got whisked away. It's like you were briefly possessed, and then they had to call someone to help you, and then they figured out why it happened, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're coming with us now."
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that checks. That checks. God, how many more do we got? One
Got
more.
one more.
One more.
Boss. Alright, that is a flat 20.
Flat 20. You gained a bit of good fortune. Roll on the boons table. Nice. That's a D10.
A D10. A 9.
Ooh, this is fun. You found a treasure map.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So do I have a treasure map, or did I find the treasure?
These are all obviously subjective as to what you want, but I feel like if you'd found the treasure, you'd have the treasure. It doesn't say you found a treasure. It says you found a map.
I have the map.
Alright, I got a map.
I'll tell you also, go ahead and roll a D6 for me so I can determine where this map seems to be based.
Hopefully somewhere within the playable region.
The playable region is America. It just may take a while to get there. You know?
4.
4? Let's see. It is in the Midwest somewhere. So, I mean, you're in Arkansas. You're on the edge. You're right there. You found a map that seems to detail some sort of treasure in the Great Plains region. If you ever think to go looking for it. Okay.
The Great Plains.
Mm-hmm.
It's written down.
All right, and that's all for you. Do you feel satisfied with your fucking tragedy of a life? I don't know who I'm talking to. It's you. Yeah, you're satisfied with your tragedy of a life. A familiar gloom sets in.
This is a familiar gloom.
Okay, which
You
one of
had a
you
good
two?
time of it.
Yeah, which one of you two wants to go next? It was great. Look, I think in this world you get grateful for finding your $20, and that makes up for like losing a brother.
Hey,
$20,
I mean, I
$20.
survived
$20
the
is
demon boy.
$20.
You survived the demon incursion. That's pretty good.
I guess I can
All
go
right.
next.
Okay, you up? All right, give me a D100 roll for your parents. Your parents are gonna be old as shit.
Yep.
Give me that D100 roll.
I got
Yeah.
37.
You do. You know who your parents are or were. Give me a roll on the status table, which is and you said you're in your. How old are you?
Let's say 45.
45. Give me a roll on the status table and do so with disadvantage. 3d6.
3d6.
Yep. And then roll it, take the lowest.
1.
They're dead.
Surprise.
No, oh, no. You gotta roll all at the same time. I'm sorry. I was about to say, wait, he couldn't have rolled a 1. Never mind.
Oh.
Roll 3d6 all the time, and then re-roll 3d6. Add them both up and take the lowest.
Oh, okay. 5. 5's the lowest.
5 is the lowest. They are dead. Your parents have passed from this world because it's the 1800s and they're presumably in their 60s. So, they were dinosaurs. They saw it all.
Also, my name is Mr. John H. Whitman.
John H. Whitman. That's
You
pretty
can
good.
call me by my nickname, Mr. John H. Whitman. Yes, sir.
Ah, good. Mr. John H. Whitman. I like it. Okay. Let's roll for your birthplace. Give me a D100 roll.
100.
Yeah, re-roll that one.
All right.
You can't be born there. You were born before there.
16.
Yours is simple. You were born in your family home.
That's nice.
The first one was hell, by the way, in case you. The first one was literally hell.
That's dope.
You know what? I'll let you decide if you think that's an option. I don't really think it makes sense, but if you want to get wild, we can get wild.
No, I'm just a good old Southern man,
Okay.
born in
I
family home.
remember you saying that you were thinking about playing an undead. Is that still on the table?
No, he's not undead.
Okay.
All right. Number of siblings. Give me a D10 roll.
All right. 8.
Give me a D6 roll.
Watch out, they might be missing.
4.
You have 6 siblings.
All right.
Go ahead and give me 6 rolls of 3d6 and say them as you get them.
6 rolls of 6d6.
3d6 6 times.
3d6.
And then count them as you say, or say them as you get them.
12.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
11.
Okay. 3 more times.
15.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
10.
Every single one of your siblings is alive and well, except for one who is alive and quite successful.
Shit.
All right.
Nice. So your family's pretty well off. Give me a a 3d4 to see your relationship with your siblings. I assume you don't want to do it for all 6 of them, so just do it in general to see how your siblings like you.
How many was that?
3d4.
3D.
And I'd also like to remind everyone, these are suggestions. If you don't like any of these, you do not have to do them. Or if they give you an idea that's not this, you don't have to do it. Go with that idea.
All right. 8.
8. Just like Chance, you have a good relationship with your siblings. All of your siblings are pretty okay with you.
All right.
So you got a big family. It's a shame, old uncle. What was your name?
Mr. John H. Whitman.
It's a shame, old Uncle John keeps gallivanting around the world. He can't just come home and stay. We'd be happy to have him. Give me a roll. Actually, yeah. Also, give me 2d6 to see your age in relation to your siblings.
2d6.
Yep.
6.
You are the oldest of yours.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. So, they're important. Give me 3d6 to see the lifestyle of your family.
18.
18? 3d6?
Yeah.
Aristocratic.
Oh.
Okay.
Your family is like the tippy top. They are the highest rung of society. And considering this is the CSA we're talking about like plantation owning kind of family. Like southern gentlemen in their white suits kind of family.
You owned people.
You definitely may have owned people, or at least your family did. Not anymore, probably, but it's also possible that you may have family that are like politicians. Like your doing well and successful sibling may hold like a political rank if you want to go down this road.
Okay.
Which also brings up a valid point here. If your family was this well off, do you think you were an officer?
I mean, that would make sense.
It would make sense.
And then I led men into Central America with my own company.
Yeah, that checks. Okay, you know what? If you were an officer and leading, we're gonna do another roll here. Give me a roll on the war table to see how you performed in this Central American campaign.
Okay.
That's a D12.
E12. Uh, 6.
6. Let's see. 6. Oh, we gotta turn the page for this one. You survive the battles, but you suffer from terrible nightmares in which you relive the experiences.
Oh.
You got a bit of the PTSD from your time there. But it does denote this as successful, so your campaign, despite the fact that it went poorly for you, was a success. So there's that. Give me a roll. For your childhood, no. You know what? I'm not gonna make you roll for childhood home. You've lived in a mansion. That's obvious. Give me 3d6 for a childhood memory.
9.
9? Nothing special. You had a few close friends and had an ordinary childhood. Give me a d6 for why you became a soldier.
2.
2? A relative of yours was a soldier, and you wanted to carry on the family tradition.
Okay.
Okay. Who do you think that relative was?
That was my great uncle.
Okay.
Who fought in the Revolutionary War.
Fought the British. I like it. I like it. Those fucking limeys. That's good. That's good. Alrighty. Now for life events. You said you were 45.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d8.
8, 8, 8.
A D8.
Looks like a diamond.
All right. 4.
4 life events. Alright, we're going to roll a d100 4 times, and you tell them to me one at a time.
D100.
Yep.
89.
89. You fought in a battle, rolling the war table to learn what happened to you.
Checks.
Okay, so another battle. So your campaign in the jungles left you with nightmares, but it was successful. Now give me another d12 to see what your next battle did.
Another D12. I'm getting a 1.
A 1.
Oh.
You were knocked out and left for dead. You woke up hours later with no recollection of the battle.
That was the last battle I fought in.
Oh, that makes sense.
Arrow to the chest, fighting
Mm-hmm.
the damn Aztecs. Boy, I
Mm-hmm.
tell you.
Yeah, they popped you. You hit the ground. You woke up. You don't know what happened. You were just in the medical tent. That checks. Backstory appropriate. Give me another life events roll, D100.
51.
51. You spent some time working in a job related to your background. You get $20, an extra $20. The campaign may have been a rough one, but we got some spoils out of it. We brought home a little bit of that illicit war crimey plunder.
Hell yeah. Gotta get
This
those
goes in-
spoils.
Mm-hmm.
This
Get it,
goes in
boy.
our museum.
Mm-hmm. This is our museum stuff.
34.
Next one is a 34. You made an enemy.
Yeah.
Roll a d6. An odd number indicates that you are to blame. An even number indicates that you are blameless.
I got a 1.
Okay. So it's your fault that you have an enemy. Let's start rolling up this guy. For 1, go ahead and give me an alignment roll, 3d6, to see what kind of person you pissed off.
Lawful good.
14.
Yeah, actually, no. You pissed off a lawful good person.
He must have been one of them
Hell
Yankees.
yeah.
Okay, and let's see. He's a lawful good. Give me a D100 roll. This is technically for his class, which is D&D, so we can figure out what that means after your roll.
34.
A druid. So something shamanistic
Yeah,
or
he's a
someone
shaman.
shamanistic.
Interesting. Interesting.
I mean, we're being real. You're talking about you were fighting and you came across an Aztec, like a lost Aztec tribe that fought you.
And I
You
get
might have
$20 of spoils.
stolen something sacred from a powerful man or woman who knows a little bit of the ways.
Maybe.
I mean, we were just
Okay.
basically saying it.
Yeah, no, we definitely were. Okay, hold on a second. Give me a D10 roll.
5.
5. A simple weapon. So I'm thinking like maybe you stole like a ceremonial dagger or something like that.
I got a Bowie knife. Or I
Like,
call it a Bowie knife.
do you think your Bowie knife might be a little bit more than a Bowie knife?
I mean, it's like kind of colored funny, like gold almost, and there's
Uh-huh.
some weird writing on it.
A
But it
little
just
weird
looked,
writing on
it
it.
looked good. Look,
Okay.
the kid tried to kill me. I shot him and I took it,
Yeah, yeah.
and it looked nice.
Okay. Change the name of your Bowie knife on your sheet to ceremonial dagger. Cool. I'm gonna have to make that person now. Let's see. Need to check on something. Give me a 3d6 roll, please, for this person.
16.
They are alive and infamous.
Oh shit! And infamous.
And infamous. So, a lawful good shaman of a lost Aztec tribe who is literally infamous.
Who's fucking hunting you, dog?
Yeah, this dude might be a manhunter. Okay. So I'm gonna have to spend some time making that dude. Cool, 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 cool. I think we've got enough of a picture of the guy. Let's go ahead and roll another life event. Are you cool with making
Yeah,
a
sounds
fucking
good.
magical Aztec enemy?
Sounds good.
Cool.
80.
You went on an adventure. Roll on the adventures table. You
bet
are a
you did.
worldly son of a bitch. D100.
38.
38. You contracted a disease while exploring a filthy warren. You recovered from the disease, but you have a persistent cough that has never gone away
It's because of the smoking.
because of the smoking, or so we say.
So we say.
Uh huh. One last D100 for your life events.
73.
23.
Rolling
You
high.
met someone important. Use the supplemental table to determine the character's identity and how they feel about you. Okay. Identity. Give me a roll on the identity. Give me a roll on the relationship table.
What kind of dice?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 3d4.
Uh, 9.
Romantic.
Hmm.
Oh. Give me a roll on the alignment table. 3d6, please.
Chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil.
9.
True neutral. So just a neutral person. Give me a d100 roll on the class table.
Warlock.
Easy sailing.
12.
12? A bard?
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So you may have you may have met you a nice saloon gal singing her tunes at the local place, and she's quite important to you.
I was sitting there having a drink, thinking about the long campaigns, and barmaid started singing. She just caught
Mhm.
my eye.
Oh.
Her nice flowing brown hair,
Mm.
twinkle in her eyes. She just caught me by surprise.
Give me a 3d6 roll to see her status.
She fucking dead. 8.
An 8? She's alive and well.
Fucking dead.
She's alive and well. So you've got a special lady back home that you've walked off and left doing your soul searching. Make sure you think of a name for her. And
Miss
put that.
Marianne.
Oh,
Oh,
Miss Marianne.
sweet Marion.
Make sure you include Marianne in your notes and whatnot. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it for Daniel on his stuff. Austin, you ready?
I'm ready when you are, Captain.
Okay. Let's start with the simple. D100 for your parents.
We're sitting at a hefty 52.
52. You did know who your parents are or were. No one rolled into my parents. I don't know. I'm an orphan. Good for you guys. No orphans here. Give me a birthplace roll, D100.
100.
Fucking
I should probably re-roll that
Hail.
one.
Hail.
The Reverend was born in
I
hell.
I mean, it's kind of wild that two of you rolled a 100 on that exact same table.
I will re-roll that.
You might be from hell.
98.
Shit.
That's not better, Austin.
What's
That's
98?
the spiritual plane.
Oh. Should I re-roll
So-
again?
I mean, again, you're kind of old to be born in the spiritual plane, considering it was mostly sealed under a super volcano
Yeah,
at the
okay.
time.
Okay, let's be somewhere realistic. I'm 32.
Okay.
All of you were born before the juju happened.
68.
68. Now we're cooking. You were born in a barn.
Sweet.
Cooking
A
with
barn,
kerosene,
shed, or other outbuilding.
just
Okay.
like Jesus.
Just like Jesus. Give me a roll for your parent status. Let's see how your
Is that a D100?
No, that is a D12, I think, but let me double check. No, it's 3d6.
3d6. And then I add them together.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Your parents are alive and infamous.
Mm. So
Okay. Maybe we turned to God because mom and dad weren't so cool?
Well, I did have a troubled youth. Maybe that's why.
You said it, not me. Okay. Your parents are infamous. All right. First, let's figure out why your parents are infamous. Roll your family lifestyle. Give me 3d6.
3d6. That is an 8.
They're poor but infamous.
Okay.
I'll tell you what here. Why don't you give me a roll on the crimes table?
Is that another d6?
That's a D8.
D8. 8.
Counterfeiting.
Okay.
Huh. Huh.
Huh.
Parents might be counterfeiters. Which is an interesting thing to do. You know, there are actually things that one could counterfeit in this world specifically that could like really like make you money but also piss a lot of people off. They could be making fake dust stone.
Mm.
Ooh.
So they're essentially making fake mithril and trying to sell it to people who can afford to buy mithril.
Could be why they're poor. They could have gone to jail. Could have lost it all.
They might have they might have lost it all. Okay. So your family is we're assuming your parents, since they're alive and infamous, they manufactured fake dust stone and got caught.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a huge hullabaloo. Like they're the cautionary tale. Like this is why you don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't end up like them.
Don't end up like them. You guys are colorful. I already love it.
Got caught.
Okay, give me a roll for your siblings then.
All
See if
right.
they're equally shitty.
Which one is that?
D10.
D10.
Equally
Let's.
shitty.
8.
God, gotta calm down with these fucking kids. Give me a D6 roll, Austin.
Okay. 6.
You have 8 siblings.
God damn.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mom and Dad needed a lot of kids for the business.
I need you to roll 3d6 8 times.
Alrighty.
Missing.
I'm gonna say 1 minute. Let me write down 1 through 8 quick. Okay, first one, John. That is a 12.
12. Alive and well.
Okay. Second one is a 10.
Alive and well.
Okay. 12 again.
Alive and well.
Cool.
Shocking.
They took over the family business, apparently. 7.
Yeah. Alive, but not doing great due to injury.
Oh.
Oh, that's sad.
Shame. Shame.
1, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alive, but doing poorly due to financial trouble.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
3.
Dead.
Oh no. Wow, I shouldn't roll 3 1s again. Let's not
Yeah,
do
3
that.
ones is dead. Oh, actually, since they're dead, give me a roll on the cause of death table, a d12, before you go any further.
D12 is a 9.
Torn apart by an animal.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Fuck. Sweet Jesus.
They didn't make the dust stone. Mom sicked the dog on him.
Holy shit, do you think your parents killed one of their kids?
I mean, who knows? They're infamous. That could be another reason
God.
why.
Okay,
Little-
shit. Austin is troubled.
I was
Can't-
gonna go with like they've had to sleep in the middle of the woods because they couldn't be in town and a fucking bear showed up.
You know, like they were on the run and got eaten by a
Yeah.
bear, but also like, nah, mom killed him.
No. Mama Betty sucked the dogs on Lil Jimmy.
Okay.
Lil Jimmy didn't bring in enough money that day.
We have the murder of a child on their rap sheet, their own child. I don't know if your parents are cool. How many more siblings you got?
We got 2 more. I rolled
Okay.
in. Wait, that is a 13, not an 18. 13.
Alive and quite successful.
Nice. Alrighty. What's the worst that could happen with this one? 4.
Damn.
Missing or unknown.
Missing or unknown. Okay.
Gotta run away.
I mean, in my mind, someone had to rat.
Someone had to rat.
Someone had to rat.
Yeah, that's good.
Snitches get
Someone had to rat.
stitches.
And they either got stitches or they got taken away for their safety. One of those two.
They're in witness protection.
Give me 3d4 for your relationship with your siblings. The living ones.
For each one?
No, just no.
Oh, just in
We got that
general.
kind of time on our hands.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so each one, or all in all. Oh, that's not bad. That is a 7.
You have a friendly relationship with your... I don't know how, but I think every bad family has the good kid that they just kind of really care about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, man, family does suck. Our family is trash. But he turned out good. He's the one who made it.
I got out.
He got out, and that's nothing to be jealous about. That's something to be happy about.
So are we saying that the rest of them are still criminals in one way?
You know?
You know what? Why don't you give me a D100 roll, Austin?
D100. That is a straight 60.
60? They're all laborers. They've just fallen down to manual labor, pretty
Okay.
much.
That's good.
After mom and dad went down, they tried to do honest.
Good.
And good for them. I'm glad your family turned around after mom killed Brandy.
It's got to be how they got caught.
Yeah,
See, 2 of them snitched. That's what we don't know.
Oh shit! Is that what happened? Mom got
Oh.
the wrong one. Holy shit, Austin.
Yeah, one went missing. Or the dead one was the snitch. No, the living one's the snitch. Mom thought the dead one was the snitch. Put the dogs on him. The other one ran for it.
Give me a fucking D100, Austin.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh
For your
no.
childhood home.
I need to stop talking. That's a 22.
You did not have a permanent residence. You moved around a lot. That's shocking. I, for
Yeah.
one, am shocked that you moved around so much. I can't
Yeah.
imagine why.
Can't imagine.
3d6 for a childhood memory.
This isn't gonna be good. Oh, that's okay. 11.
11 is. I had a few close friends and a pretty ordinary child. That's wrong. You had a few close friends. I'm not saying the second part.
Oh, but say do not tell me I had a good childhood.
I'm not saying the second part. Let's see. What is the best way? All right. I'm kind of going off the D&D archetypes here. Okay, roll a d6 and tell me why you became a cleric or why you became an acolyte. You can pick whichever one you think fits you better.
I guess probably the cleric since I'm the miracle man.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see what we roll is a 2.
2. I saw the injustice and horror of the world and felt moved to take a stand against it.
Okay.
Your home life was not great.
Yeah, that clocks out.
That was not great.
Your home life was not great. Maybe. I truly think your parents are monsters. Like they were born before they were real monsters, but as always, people are the real monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Counterfeiting is not at the top of their wanted.
No.
It's really not.
They did a lot of bad things.
They did a lot of.
They
They
might
really
lead a
did.
prominent gang.
They.
Yeah.
They could.
They could.
Hold on a second. There gotta be something for that.
I mean, I'm saying I am 32, and since the troubled childhood was in my youth, and I've since grown through it, maybe they've served their time, and that's why they're poor. They can't get jobs. They got a rap sheet.
Give me a family lifestyle to see if they did have a bigger criminal enterprise. This is just an improvised roll, but 3d6 to see if they had more than themselves in on this.
And I don't think they served time. If they served time, that was a hanging.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. 8.
8. Modest. Yeah, I'm gonna say they had like a few associates. Like,
Okay. Had a modest enterprise.
yeah, like they had some folks. They had some boys out there in the back. You had a lot of uncles, and you're not sure you're related to any of them.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
A modest gang. Cool.
Yeah. This is why we use this table. How old you say we're 30s?
32. Yep.
Give me a d6.
D6. We're looking at a 1.
You have one life event.
Okay.
Roll a d100.
1 life event. D100 is looking like a 16.
16.
He was sheltered in his sweatshop life.
You had a bit of good fortune.
Oh.
Roll a baron. 1d10.
1d10 for a moon. A 1.
A distant relative. I'm going to go ahead and put quotation marks around relative. Left you a stipend that enables you to live a comfortable lifestyle.
Huh.
If you choose to live a higher lifestyle, you can reduce the price of lifestyle. But I'm gonna say roll a d100.
Okay, D100. That is 4.
Roll it again. Do better.
Do better.
That is a 94.
Warmer. Add $46 to your character sheet.
Okay.
You had the least eventful later part of your life. I would argue the most eventful early part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Oh,
that
the glow was
Xanathar,
crazy.
you know, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So you moved out to Harrison, Arkansas after you got away from the familia.
With this type of background, I had to serve God. I had no other choice.
You have to try to make up for the deficit left by your family.
Mhm.
I gotta work hard so that Jimmy has a place in heaven.
Like, we really got to establish, I think, right now, are your parents in jail? Because if they are in jail, then I think laborers may mean your family turn around. If they're not in jail, like, all your siblings are criminals.
You know, let's roll it.
I know my vote.
I was gonna say, I feel like they're not. They're just not six because they have to constantly move around, so they're in fear of getting, or they keep almost getting caught because
So
they're
they just
well.
have a. So
Criminal.
there's just a wagon train of counterfeiters going town to town trying to pawn off Duststone
Yep. Or
and
here,
like shaking down places.
they're poor because the last place that I knew of them to be at before we went our separate ways, they almost got caught. They had to leave everything behind and start over.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
I like that.
Yep,
they
and
had to drop it. Okay.
yep, and since it took them who knows how many years before they ever had kids to get this started, that starting over in a whole new region, it's just been difficult.
Mhm.
I'll leave it up to you where
Interesting.
the region is, because I'll say I don't know about it. I'll say I probably parted ways around that time.
Oh no, your family's gonna show up. Like, you just gave way too much for your family not to show up one day.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay,
it's the
so
Reverend.
it's the Reverend. Look, so that is that. I got another system from Justin that we can try. There's a lot less of it, but I do think it's fun. It's
I
essentially
think this
tarot
is
cards.
fun.
Yeah, it's essentially tarot cards if you want to give it a whirl.
I'm always down
Yeah,
for
why not?
more life event backstory stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, let's see. Tarot cards. Session 0 system. Starting with chance again. Okay, so this next thing is just going to be called legacy fragments. This kind of maps the way that your story as of right now began. Sort of like how they were shaped, the framework of how they grow up, and all that stuff. So give me a D12 roll.
All right. And you said these were called what?
These are called legacy fragments.
Okay. There's that. And also from my roles, I'm gonna change my childhood home
Mm-hmm.
to just a family house.
Okay. Eh, to make it a little less fucked up.
Just to be, yeah.
That's fair. That is
I,
valid.
I originally had a picture like a military family,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of how we got into it. But I'm cool with
You lost a lot of siblings in the war.
yeah. But so we'll do that, and
Your mom got the full opening scene from Saving Private Ryan.
yeah,
The car pulled up at the bar and said, "No, it's all your kids. They're all fucking dead."
yeah.
God, all of them.
And we'll do these legacy fragments, and we might change that doing poorly part. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's start.
D12.
D12. That is a 3.
Cataclysm.
I will choose to reroll. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Carry on.
1.
Anew. You don't remember your past. In fact, you can only recall events that occurred very recently. This seems wrong.
I will choose to reroll. 12.
12. Transcendence. Long ago, your region was the site of a massive extraplanar event. That checks. What was the event? What caused it? Are there relics, reminders, what happened around still? What stories do people tell about what happened to this day?
Man, it just seems like something that's already there. Like that is
Yeah.
already embedded.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true. I mean, if you wanted to establish more about how how this demonic incursion went, how slowly people started going missing, and the realization that the city was slowly turning into a uh, a den of people under the guise of demons. Shortly after the cataclysm started, in the dark times when the shroud still covered the skies.
Hmm.
You know, we can establish it now. Like, was this little like small war, house to house fighting type situation where it was this brutal conflict? Was it a siege where portions of the city were cordoned off and then everyone was watching? It's a very much see something, say something, paranoia type deal.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like like a boat pulled up,
Yeah.
and then that led to like barring the
Mm-hmm.
docks,
Yeah.
and then like trickles in from there, and that's what led to like people and kids going missing,
Mm-hmm.
and then that eventually led to like you know a few like large battles.
Yeah. It just slowly started spreading until a point where people said enough and just like blocks were destroyed wholesale to
Mm-hmm.
ensure the destruction, sacrifice, whatnot. All, of course, led by this new and beautiful woman who showed up and said, maybe I'll be the queen one day.
And maybe she was
And maybe she was.
purge the demons.
Purge the demons. Do not spare the witches. They must die. Okay. I like that, just kind of fleshing out
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the,
I'm fine with that being
the
the first role.
events. Yeah. Okay. Um, the next one are bond fragments. They provide to represent different kinds of people that have had a lasting impact on your character's life. Give
Okay.
me a D12.
A D12. Let me organize my demon note a little bit better.
I'm just looking at all the potential horrifying things on this list, and I find it
And
hilarious.
I reserve the right to reroll. That is a 6.
The instructor. A
Okay.
teacher with wise words and wiser lessons to bestow. In what areas did they offer counsel? How are they trying to help? How did their guiding hand change your life's direction? What lessons did you learn? What did it take to learn them?
Yeah. uh, so yeah, I'm definitely thinking that uh, after like in the middle of this whole demon invasion, my character, joined up,
Mm-hmm.
old enough to swing a sword, Helm's
Yeah.
Deep style,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then after that, he stayed,
Yeah.
and then maybe he like you know got taken under some dude's wing, and that like fast tracked him to the Knights of Dusk,
Mm-hmm.
and like what I'm seeing is him having a more happy time and
Mm-hmm.
lots of friends is through this order of knights
Yeah.
and not, you know, probably getting away from the family for a bit,
Uh-huh.
as it seems
Away from the
all
dark
the kids
times.
did
Yeah.
through demons or magic or otherwise.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and so he might have had like
A
one of
mentor.
the like a mentor higher up knight
Mm-hmm.
train him and do all that
Yeah.
knight stuff.
I like it. I like it. You can flesh out that guy on your own time.
Sure thing.
Figure him out. All right. And then catalyst fragments. This pass gives you options for the event that caused your character to set out on their journey or embark on a new adventure. This is unlike the others. Each comes with a pair of constructive and destructive options to choose from. So give me a D12 roll.
All right. There we go. All right, D12. And so we're going to roll for a good one and a bad one.
No, you're gonna roll, and there's one on each. Like they're two sides of a coin.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. 7.
7. Danger closes in or safe haven offered. Danger closes in, the arrival is sudden and unexpected, catching many off guard. Well, that checks. What forces bring these hazards? Who is threatened most by its arrival? How do these circumstances go undetected for so long in the face of dire choices? What is chosen to be lost, and what is too precious to leave? We've already established that one. Let's look at the other one.
Yeah.
In a moment of dire necessity, it is graciously given. Who was most in need of help? What did they require protection from? What help did they receive? And what state do they find themselves in now? For the ones that were able to provide assistance, where are they now?
Okay.
I think that may provide an opportunity for maybe a little embellishment on the backstory of like either your mentor or like the sort of like witches and warlocks that rule this place and how that sort of like developed, because you've already developed your backstory a little more than everyone else because we had settled on your character already.
Mhm.
But this is an opportunity if you like this one. There's plenty to reroll if you wanna try something else though.
I mean, no, I mean the safe haven thing works with like the mentor
Mm-hmm.
angle, and I mean it even also kind of works for like the mage sibling.
Yeah.
If we wanted to push it further, maybe I don't know, maybe these people were able to get like our parents to like a safer
Okay.
place
Yeah.
and just kind of give them like
A better
not
life.
live in a shanty town.
Yeah. That's how we just made the decision to go from shanty to a house.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's fair
yeah,
enough.
I like that. Like the two of us like kind of
So this is like further establishing this guy is very much a company man.
yes.
This guy works for Dusk, and that's how life be.
I don't know how high on the ladder he is. That's up to you.
But he's on the ladder.
But yes,
Fair
he's at
enough.
least halfway up, if not higher.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could show you these things, but it's a bitch to send. But these all have like really cool animation, like a tarot deck that you can look at that are neato. But that's all for that. So
Okay.
all right, Daniel, you wanna give some tarot cards a whirl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Legacy Fragments, the first one. Give me a d12 roll.
12.
12. Transcendence! Long ago, your region was the site of a massive extraplanar event. What was that event? What caused it? Are the relics or reminders of what happened around still? What stories do people tell about what happened to this day?
Mm,
Where'd you say you were born somewhere in the south on a rich boy land, and something
yeah.
transcendent happened there? You can re-roll if this doesn't check.
Let's reroll.
Okay?
6.
6. Fissure. Okay. You sure you don't want to be from hell? Are you positive? Because this one says you came from another realm from beyond this one.
That's
We can re-roll that one.
yeah,
Give me another one.
9.
Knowledge. You were raised
Okay.
a student at a grand school and received an incredible education. What was your field of study? What was your most loved or feared professor? And how did the education open your eyes to the world beyond?
Oh Jesus. Uh,
Lad's
all right.
character.
So I'm an I'm an
You're an
officer.
officer. Yeah,
So
so
I went
military
to
academy.
military tactics.
Mm-hmm. And what was your field of study as an officer? I mean, what kind of officer were you? Were you like artillery? Well, like, what was your company? Artillery, cavalry? You're an infantry guy?
Uh, there's this new age thing, ranger tactics,
Okay.
combining scout and infantry for hard hitting raid
Okay.
tactics.
Okay. So you were studying a sort of a more free form raider thing, which kind of checks with you fighting on after the war was over. Um, who was your most loved or feared professors? Did you have a guy who was Captain Hardass who maybe taught you that the real treasure was the friends we made along the way?
Yeah, Captain, Captain, Captain
William?
William Burbanks.
William Burbanks. Okay. And was he feared or respected?
He used terror tactics.
Okay.
He was especially skilled in terror tactics against the British forces.
Okay. Okay.
No,
I was, this
Mexican
guy,
American War.
I was about to say this dude fought in 1812. He's a bit old, but you know he did it. He made it.
In the Mexican American War, he fought in terror tactics
Okay. Okay.
and is renowned for that. And he's very scary, and I hated and loved him.
Okay.
I learned a lot from him and his aggressive stance.
Mm-hmm.
So when I
Okay.
went to South America, I was able to use those tactics to quell the natives.
Okay. I like it. I like it. You didn't quell him very well though.
Quell most of them, and I got a dagger out of it.
And that'll never come up again. Um. Okay, so that's your legacy fragment. Military college. You have a captain whose words very much resonate with you. Write his name down, please.
Yep.
All right. Your bond fragments. Someone you're bonded to. Give me a D12.
8.
8. The Oathbreaker.
Mm.
A promise made then not held stings worse than never making it to begin with. What was sworn? Why did they take the oath? Who are they to you? And how was that pledge broken? And what were the consequences? You were betrayed by someone close to you.
Uh, a school friend. School friend. Um, Ended up joining the North.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So someone who you went to like school is in like grammar school or like military academy.
Military academy.
So
Joined.
you
We were in the same school, and he went to the North.
okay.
An old best friend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
An old pal who ended up defecting to the enemy side.
And then we. What else do you need in that?
Uh why did the oath, why did they take the oath? Presumably to the Confederacy. They took it, blah blah. Who were they to you, your best friend? How was that pledge broken and what were the consequences of that pledge being broken?
The So we were both from the South. We both went to the school. Then he defected to the North, and then we fought a battle during that time.
Okay, so you fought in a battle against him?
Yeah.
Give me a 3d6 roll. I want to see if he made it.
9.
I believe he's alive and well.
Yeah.
You guys fought in the battle, but you never met in the battle.
Mm,
But he's still out there. The man who betrayed you. All these names and like stuff we're writing, make sure you take the notes because I'm gonna need these notes so that I remember who they are so that I can make up shit for them. So if
do you
you
need the
are,
sibling names?
I'm taking notes. Don't worry.
you can put sibling names if you want to, but you all have 10 bazillion siblings, so
I am
Here's my
also
siblings.
I'm not streaming, but I am recording in case anyone wanted to go back and listen to anything that we missed.
okay, no, that's good.
All right, my siblings, the one that's doing very well is a Mr.
No, no.
Bobby B. Whitman. That is named after somebody special. Miss Molly C. Whitman, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Charles D. Whitman,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Matthew J. Whitman,
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Sarah N. Uh,
Oh.
I can't spell. I can't read my own name. Uh, Beckett. Miss
Okay.
Sarah N. Beckett. She got married.
Good.
Mr.
Good for
Lee
her.
H. Brinkley. I mean
Simple.
Whitman. Brinkley was the Sarah.
I like it. Did you write all that down? Because I'm not writing it down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. All right, so you have your Oathbreaker. Your Catalyst Fragment. Roll a d12, and I'm going to give you a destructive and a constructive fragment, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
A treasure stolen or a relic returned?
Makes sense.
That checks. It vanished without a trace from a location thought impenetrable. What form does the object take? A dagger. What significant does the item hold, and how is it important to the ones who are its protectors? Pretty important, worth killing over. What does loss signify? I don't know yet. Who was accused of the theft? The guy who stole it. What efforts are underway to recover it? I don't know yet. Where is it whispered to be being held? I assume your pocket.
On the hip.
Okay. And then a relic returns. I don't think these are there. These are true, but I don't know if they're worth rolling for because we already knew them. Give me another one. Give me another one.
7.
Danger closes in and safe haven offered. Same one Chance got. Arrival of sudden and unexpected danger, catching many off guard. What forces brought these hazards? Who was threatened most by the arrival? How did these circumstances go undetected for so long? And in face of dire choices, what's chosen to be lost and what is too precious to leave? And then the opposite. In a moment of dire necessity, safe haven is graciously given. Who was most in need of help? What did they require protection from? What help did they receive? And what state do they find themselves in now? Either of those sound spicy to you?
No. Let's do another one.
Okay.
2.
A storm falls and a resource uncovered. Storm falls, it catches the region off guard and wreaks havoc. What kind of natural forces are at work here? What was salvaged and what was destroyed in the aftermath? How do people move forward? Who is the most affected by the devastation? A resource uncovered, it brings great prosperity to those who find it. What is its nature and what bounty does it bring? What risk comes with such rewards? How is it power harnessed and what does it change to the lives of those possess it?
Uh, they found a bunch of what's it called?
The
The
dust
gold.
stone?
Yeah, the dust stone. They found a bunch of dust stone on my family residence, and that's how my brother was able to get into power using
Okay.
money and wealth.
Okay.
So that kind of narrows down where your family's from. Your family's probably from like northern Georgia. Um, Either northern Georgia or East Tennessee, because you would have been in Confederate states, but you also need somewhere where there could have been a gold mine, so you need a mountain. So you
Yeah.
are either in the Blue Ridge Mountains or the Smoky Mountains.
Let's go with Smoky.
Okay. So you're a Tennessee boy.
Appalachian.
Mm-hmm. You're an Appalachian boy. And one of your brothers who had a name, you just said all of them, on the family land where you motherfuckers were already rich, has discovered a vein of duskstone, which
Ooh.
has been mined slowly and is providing a good amount of wealth to your family.
Sounds good. No.
Okay. Austin?
Are you sure that mine's real or one of my counterfeit ones?
Oh, that's a jump up in Hill's operation if you're actually embedding it in the rock.
Put a
That's a nice touch.
decal.
I would say,
Nice touch.
I did kind of mess with a couple things
Oh, yeah,
after
go
rolling.
ahead.
So like, I'm gonna say they were poor due to having to leave everything behind and start anew. Just a note, since I parted ways, who knows what type of money they have? I was gonna leave that up to you because since it's been a
Yep.
couple of years, maybe they've rebuilt it. They're counterfeiters, known for making fake dust stone, constantly on the run from the law. Still have a modest-sized gang of quote unquote uncles.
Uncles.
I also put a quote around friendly relationship with the brothers and sisters. They're happy that I got out, but you know, there might be one or two of them possibly that wish they could have. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's there.
Yep, they're all into
The,
manual labor, which is AKA the family business.
the family business.
And the one successful sibling is the oldest and heir to the business.
Okay. Okay. The underboss. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what your legacy fragments are. Give me a D12 roll.
Alrighty, I got a 4.
A descendant. You come from a long line of adventurers and vagabonds. What is something your family is known for?
Ooh.
Ooh. Are you staying with or breaking from their traditions? What made you choose that path? And what did you gain or lose from making that choice? Now, this is your family's lineage. It's a long line. So that does not mean your parents are the end all be all. Your family before this could have been something different.
Nah, in my mind, I already figured it's been a long traditional family business.
Okay, so you guys have just always been a bunch of shysters.
Yep.
Just full on shaking people down.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are known for crime.
Yep.
You're breaking that tradition.
Yep.
What did make you choose the path to break away?
So,
Like specifically.
when Mama killed my sibling.
When yeah, that'll
Yep.
do it.
Because
That will do it.
I am gonna stick with the missing one. That was the snitch. The reason they had to flee. Mom thought it was the other one. Sicked the dogs on him. Found out afterwards it was wrong. And then I realized, oh, she's just willing to murder people.
Uh-huh.
This isn't what I need to be doing in life. And that's when I broke off.
What do you feel you gained from making that choice?
A life.
That's fair. Okay. Okay.
I discovered religion. I discovered my path in life.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a bond fragment.
And what
That's a D12.
Another D12.
These will all be D12s.
Okay, gotcha. Bond fragment is 8.
8. The Oath Breaker. A promise made and then not held stings worse than never making it to begin with. What was sworn? How did they? Why did they take the oath? Who are they to you and your community? And how's the pledge broken? And what were the consequences? If your family's still the oath breakers here, I think it's okay to re-roll to maybe get some joy in your life. That's okay.
Trying to think. So I made a promise but didn't hold out on it.
No, this is
Someone.
a bond.
Yeah,
Like,
this is a
somebody. This is a person in your life. So there was an oath breaker.
Oh, there
Now,
was an
I know
oath breaker.
technically little Timmy who told the cops is probably an oath breaker.
Let's do someone else.
But let's branch out from your shitty family a little bit and find you some other people out there.
Yeah, let's find me someone else. Who else?
Give me another D12 roll.
That is a 4.
The friend.
Okay.
Someone you can always count on to be there no matter what. Where did you first meet? What sparked the deepening of your connection? How did you come to see a companion in each other? And what do you rely on each other for?
Okay.
And I know you have a wife in your past here. But frankly, there's already a beloved card on this, so I'm gonna say someone different than your wife.
I'm gonna say it was Preacher Man Bill.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who, in more or less, after I left, and he's the one who taught me the gospel, taught me what it is to be a preacher, and I consider him a good friend.
Okay, so you got a mentor. You got a, and like this implies that the friendship still is going on. So do you guys correspond with each other?
Yes, he was the reason I headed back east. He sent me a
Okay.
letter.
Okay. Okay.
Because we'll say if I was 19 when I started my training under him, we could say he was in his later 20s. So he's maybe only like 10 years or so my senior.
Okay. So is this friend of yours also a miracle worker?
We'll say
'Cause
no. He's
uh,
just a standard preacher. That was
I
special
was
to
about to
me.
say, magic is fairly rare in the setting. I'm gonna say out of all magics, like holy magic is probably the
Yeah,
rarest.
no, I'm gonna say he was not.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think he recognized that gift in you?
Probably.
Okay.
He had an eye. So this did the friend one that took over the place of the Oathbreaker, right?
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to think of another reason that your parents ate your brothers or whatever.
It's cool.
um, let's see, and then your cataclysm fragments, another D12 to get the double things.
Alrighty, Cataclysm Fragment. That is a D20.
Or yeah, you're gonna want to roll D12.
6.
Darkness looms and light beckons.
Okay.
Darkness looms, it threatens to devour much within its reach if left unchecked. Is it the peril of mortals, beasts, or magic that brings such danger in its wake? Who is in danger of being engulfed by their expanse? Is this force wielded with intention? Is it untamed and unchecked? Or is its source unknown? What do people fear most as it moves closer? Or light beckons? It is a welcome refuge in uncertain times. Who offers this clarity on times of the dark and unknowing? What does it work in the opposition of? What benefits does it give to those within its aura? What monstrosities does it keep at bay? For how long will this respite last? And what happens when time runs out?
That was a lot.
Yep.
Okay, Darkness Boots. Ooh, this is a hard one.
Mm-hmm. But it does seem thematic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there a holy mission at play here beyond just going home because you heard something bad happen?
I think there is. I think there's maybe in the letter that was sent to me by Bill, there were either subtle undertones. He wouldn't have outright said something just in case the letter didn't make it to me specifically. He
Mm-hmm.
probably would have been more cryptic with it, but I probably got a sense that there was more than just what he was able to write in it. And that there's going to be, this could end up being something that ends up being more than I can chew, but at the same time, I got to go back.
Okay. Tell me about Bill.
Alrighty, let's
Because
talk
it feels
about
like Bill is kind of in the fucking know. Like, it
He's a
feels like
science guy.
it's Bill Nye.
Bill. Because, I mean, Bill's sending you on holy missions left and right. He's got bad feelings about occult nonsense out there in the world. What's Bill's fucking story?
Have any of you seen Supernatural?
Yes.
Negative.
Okay, so the Winchester brothers, after their dad dies, the Bobby kind of becomes their go-to.
Okay, so
I
he's like a
based Bill off
surrogate.
of I based Bill off of Bobby.
So he's like a surrogate uncle. So he has deep knowledge of the occult, then.
Yes.
Like this is a man who knows stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Okay.
But since he's not a
Okay.
miracle worker, he understands that he is limited in what he can do to stop it.
Okay. So this is a man who knows how to read the signs and points you in directions that he thinks people need help in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And he is aiming you westward.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of shocking, but since I've had to plan a campaign around it, there's stuff happening over there.
Nice. You wouldn't know.
He's got eyes, maybe. But okay, so there is a looming darkness that you are being faced westward for.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's all the backstory stuff I have. I feel like we got some flesh on these bones.
Yeah.
I feel like we fleshed her out. Chance is happy, and will always be happy.
We're good.
We're
good.
fine.
Those
This is
teenage
fine.
years were a little rough.
Daniel has seen it all, done it all, sucked it all.
All blown it all out of that.
Uh,
He's being hunted by a shaman.
Yeah.
and the years of horror and death are the best of Austin's life.
No. The years that I was married to my wife were the best of my
Oh my
life.
God, my wife. She's gone now. She's gone. Now, here's another question I did not ask you, Austin. You got kids?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
She died before we could conceive.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Mm.
Yep.
That's tragic.
Preaching's a hard business. We had to find the right time. We had to move out west. We had to settle down. I had to settle roots, and then next thing you know, she got the TB. Suffered with it for probably 2 years, and then
Okay. Okay. So, next part is building characters. So, we've got backstories. We got pretty good idea who these folks are. Whipping out character sheets, whipping out rule books.
Done and done.
yep.
Okay. So, go ahead and make sure you have Savage World pull up and you have Deadland, the Weird West pulled up.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you need the companion pulled up. I don't know if any of you have anything. Well, I'm just looking through it real quick. Heritages. Metal mages. We have no metal mages. We have no voodooists here. We have no witches here. Okay, yeah, you don't need the companion for this. Alrighty. So, first things first, we're just going to start from the beginning. Chance has already got this down, so he can help me kind of if I'm explaining it poorly to kind of.
Ooh, Brian, there's like a page for like character creation summary. You want me to post that?
Yeah, do that if you can.
Yeah, got you. Let me find channel. Okay. Up, up. Okay. That kind of gives you like the main steps.
Okay, yeah. So we're starting with ancestry. Ancestry in this game is as simple as it needs to be, or a little more complicated if you would like it to be. You are all humans, obviously. Savage Worlds has a lot of room for other shit, but this is a Western setting, so you're all humans. The typical thing that humans get is they are adaptable, so they start with a extra novice edge. However, since this is a weird world with a lot of crazy bullshit going on that may have corrupted, changed, or otherwise mutated your body, if you would like, you can go to page 18, and there's a way to make custom ancestries. So if you want to make a person who's just a little bit different, you can. You're still a human. Nothing's going to change that. But if you'd like to be a human with a little bit of odd abilities because of the setting, that is okay. The way that works is you get 2 points of positive ancestral traits, which you can spend on the positive ancestral traits. And if you would like, you can add up to what was it? 4 or 6? What did I give to you, Chance?
We use
6
6.
total.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6
6
total.
total.
So you can have 4 additional ones, but if you get 4 additional ones, you're going to have to get 4 points of negative ancestral traits to go with it. I know I was talking to Daniel earlier, and he said he was just going to go human. Austin, do you want to go human, or do you want to make a custom ancestry?
No, I looked through it. I was just gonna go human.
Okay, so both of you start out with a novice edge bonus. So next step on this would be your. Well, they want you to do hindrances first.
I mean, that makes sense. So, let me
Yeah.
pull
Okay.
the list again.
So your hindrances when you start the game you can choose to take extra hindrances to kind of like buff yourself up a little bit. So if you can take up to 4 points of hindrances. For each 2 points you take, you can raise one of your attributes an extra time, or you can choose an extra edge. Or if you go up for every 1 point, you can gain one more skill point, or you can gain additional starting fund equal to twice your setting starting amount. For our setting, that'll be an extra $500.
All right.
So I it, I would probably recommend at least doing some hindrances because frankly hindrances can go away as the game goes on and as you level up. So front loading them may be useful, but that's ultimately your choice.
And it just kind of adds some spice.
Yeah, it does add spice by giving you complicated things you have to grapple with.
Mhm.
There are hindrances for Savage World if you scroll down to page 22 and on, and there are also specific hindrances for Deadlands if you start on page 15 of the Deadlands book. A major hindrance is worth 2, a minor is worth 1. You only benefit by taking up to 4.
Okay.
I'm going to take my robe off because it's getting hot up in this motherfucker.
I always forget about your fucking robe.
God, my robe is the best thing.
But yeah, it kind of adds like a little bit of just like character stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one that's like you're a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
So if you're asleep, it
It's
takes
easier for me to sneak up on you.
Yeah, and it's as something as little as that. Or there's one that I took for an extra point called like Trouble Magnet,
Mm-hmm.
which means like your crit fails are a little worse.
Yep.
Like if I crit fail while I'm like sneaking, they don't only catch me, they catch me and they recognize me.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bad that I have that written as a possible one, and it kind of fits after this background that we just created?
Frankly,
That's fair.
yeah.
And also,
And
I don't think that one's a bad one because that's just how I think of crit
crit
fails.
fail.
Yeah.
Because if I just failed, they would catch me. A
Mm-hmm.
crit fail is just a cherry on top.
So I can
Yeah.
have it. So it's a minor whenever the character. Yeah, have it set to a minor.
Yeah, you can make it major, but then that's like, I feel like that's what it's
That's
made
when it
for.
starts to escalate into the major.
That's whenever your gun like explodes.
Uh-huh. Buy a new one. I just rolled a 1. Tough shit.
you.
I don't care. I'm physics, and physics said kablam.
Go get a new shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any money.
I don't care. But yeah, what kind of hindrances or anybody got any ideas? I know you guys have had time to look at these ahead of time, so if you had any in mind ahead of time.
So I've got I've used 4 points into
Okay,
hindrances. I haven't picked any
cool.
major ones because I didn't really find one that hardcore.
So you just got 4 minor
Yeah,
hindrances?
so I picked obligation as a minor hindrance. Obviously, my work, I shouldn't have to be doing
No,
it.
that
And
Yeah,
checks. That
I like
checks.
it.
the minor one was about 20 hours a week, which probably makes sense. I felt like more than 40 plus.
Yeah, going about your ministrations and whatnot.
The other one was pacifist minor because, again, kind of goes with
Okay.
the job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be doing the violence. That's fair.
Yep. Don't want to do it. Not going to kill people who are defenseless or prisoners of war. So if I'm even with a party with that, to me it made sense to be pacifist. I had the trouble magnet.
You are taking minor pacifist, not major pacifist.
Yeah,
Okay.
minor. No, I refuse to fight in this entire campaign, Brian.
You're gonna die.
I shoot Austin.
Yeah, trouble magnet because apparently my life is just one big magnet of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even have a happy time because my wife dies. And then I chose the last one is interesting to me, cautious, because I think that also goes into my background. I don't try to
Yeah.
make rash decisions. I really try to plot out because that would have helped the family business.
Yeah, Mama says always watch out for the cops.
Yeah. We'll see, maybe they
That's
were a
what
little
Mama
rash
says.
and it was my cautiousness that helped the family boon for a little while.
Oh.
And then
So you I was like, I directly helped with my own caution, and that's on me.
Yep. So I feel like I
That
think
was
those
on
4
me.
are gonna fit me pretty good.
Okay. What about you, Daniel?
I'm gonna go with a ruthless minor.
Okay. That checks for a plundering man of the Confederacy.
Well, I was learned through The
Captain.
teachings of Captain William
Yeah.
Fairbanks.
Yep.
That terror is a good weapon of war.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You got any others, or is that it?
I'm gonna choose one more minor.
Okay.
There's a few good ones.
You don't have to pick now. If you've already settled you're gonna pick a minor, just make sure it's on your character sheet when you send it to me so I know which one it is.
Okay.
Okay. So now we've got hindrances down. The next thing we want to look at is abilities. So abilities are or attributes are going to be your base stats, strength and whatnot. All attributes start at a D4. That's what you're rolling at, and you got 5 points to distribute among them as much as you want. Each step costs 1 point. You can't raise it beyond a D12 unless your ancestry says you can be better than a D12 or some magical bullshit happens.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of you had planned on taking a professional background. Make sure you look at your professional background because some of your attributes are going to have to meet requirements to do so. For instance, Austin's Blessed.
Yep.
I know he's going to have a spirit of at least a D6.
Yep.
And then maybe something else I don't remember.
It says Faith D4, but that's a skill set that I'll have to make sure I take.
Yeah, you'll have to make sure you have a D4 in Faith. I think if you're taking Soldier, there's also one for you, Daniel, where you have to hit a threshold and something.
Yeah, I'm looking for soldier right now.
And
I
then
think it was D6 and something.
D6 in strength, vigor.
Yep.
Which yours in edges?
Yeah. No. I'm just we're doing attributes, but I just said make sure to keep in mind when you're doing attributes that some of your professional edges will require a minimum.
Oh, okay.
And I know 5 points does not seem like a lot. It's because it's not.
So they all start with a D4, and then one it turns it to a D6, and then D8, 10,
Yep.
12, right?
Yep.
So it's not okay. And we have 5.
Yeah, 5.
Like, for instance, my first thought was just to bring everything up to a 6, and then I ended up dropping smarts to a D4 and agility to a D8.
Uh-huh.
What's shooting?
Shooting is agility. Agility is probably the most used in skills. It's either agility or smarts are the most used when it comes to skills. And again, those don't directly correlate to your skills. They're just setting a threshold for how easy it is to level up your skills.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, you got your attributes. How you looking, Austin?
Yeah, I think I've got mine down.
Okay. After attributes are skills. There are 5 skills that are going to start at a D4 for free because they are just aspects of living that everyone has. Those are athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. So all 5 of those are automatically D4. Every other skill you do not have a D4 in, you are unskilled in. You have 12 points to put into any of these other skills or into the ones that are listed. Each die type costs 1 point up to equaling their linked attribute. So for shooting, for instance, is linked to agility. If you have a D6, each time you raise your die from a D4 to a D6, it only costs 1. The minute you go over a D6 and try to raise shooting above your agility, it costs 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have 12 points. Those, again, take mine if you have a professional edge, or you plan on picking up a professional edge.
Is all the skills in the Savage World?
They should be. The only skills that don't apply, Savage World has skills for hacking, and I want to say technology. Neither of those exist in Deadlands, so ignore them. Deadlands has an additional skill based off of smarts called Trade, which is about bartering. I don't expect any of you to pick Trade because I've met all of you.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go with athletics, common knowledge, all the base ones, haunt, intimidation, trade, shooting. I'm just kidding. I just want to see what you say.
I know, which is why I didn't say anything.
Is there gonna be mass battles?
I mean, maybe eventually, but not early. Who's to say how long this campaign goes on for? And deeper into it, I'm not opposed to doing mass battles. Mass battles are hard, but maybe Savage Worlds is better at them because D&D is not made for mass battles. I've tried it before, and it was eh. And that was just a single ship combat. God, that was a grindy session. It didn't stop me from trying to do it again, though. But we're never going to play that game again, so it doesn't matter.
So with the blessed, the powers ability, those would that be considered the spellcasting? So we need to take the spellcasting skill for the
So,
miracles.
let me look real quick. The thing I am least versed in this rule book is powers. So give me 1 sec to scroll down and look.
Because I do know I either have to take the edge or I have the edge of arcane background blessed.
Well, we're still on skills for
Yeah.
now. So let's see. You said spellcasting is what you're looking at?
Yeah, it's on page 35.
Spellcasting based off of smarts. Use spellcasting, cast spells, see the arcane background magic, 148.
So that
I think that's basically going to be your to hit, like what you're rolling to hit with. So as a caster, I'd say that's probably a good idea to have. I'm going to make sure of that. But I think that's going to be your shooting if you're slinging spells.
Okay.
So probably pretty important.
Yeah, because the faith skill is the arcane skill required for arcane background miracles described on page. Okay.
Yeah, okay. A character activates a power by picking a target within range and making an arcane skill roll. So,
Oh, so that'd be my faith roll.
yes, I think.
Looking at the blessed page, my arcane skill is
Yes.
faith. Okay, so I don't need the spell casting. I have to make sure I keep mine in faith.
Trying to find what
Do we need a
spellcast.
language?
If you guys would like to speak an additional language, that's your call.
Well, it says a D4 you can write common words and phrases. So do we have to
Mhm.
have that?
No. Like that's an additional language.
Oh, okay.
So like Spanish, which could be helpful.
See what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll need to know what the heretics say.
Yeah, so you do not need spellcasting, Austin. You're just faith. And also, I don't know if it applies. I don't think it does, but the arcane background miracles is not a thing in Deadlands. You have to base it off the blessed. I think
Yeah.
they're the exact same thing.
I
But
think that's how, based on how I was reading, that's what made sense to me as well.
yeah. All right, so everyone got their skills picked.
I'm still working on a couple of them.
Okay.
I'm bouncing between my last point and also, Brent,
You did underspin or underspin.
yeah, so I lost trouble magnet.
Okay, cool.
Now, do I put that point into survival, or do I bump up shooting or fighting?
Do I shoot even harder?
I mean, a D8 sounds nice.
Yeah. I'm standard roll to hit. You hit on a 4.
Yeah, that just sounds nice. But
So if you jump up to an 8, you're technically rocking a 50-50 chance to hit if there's nothing between you and the guy you're shooting at.
So, I guess for a reference, if I have I put 2 points into spirit, so that lets me have a D8. When I take the faith skill, the first point would be the D4, second point would be a D6. If I wanted to be able to use a D8, would you have to put 3 skill points into it?
So you have up to it. You have a D6 in your faith or your spirit.
Yeah.
And if you want to get your faith to a D8, it's going to cost you 4 points total.
So if you have 2 points in spirit, it doesn't start off at a D4 and go D6, D8. 2 points would just be So if I put
nothing starts at a D4 except for the 5 skills listed. Everything else starts at nothing.
Gotcha.
So if you're unskilled at something, if you make an unskilled roll, you roll a D4 and then subtract 2.
Oh, so I was going back to attributes for a minute because we all start with a D4 in each attribute, right?
All attributes start with a D4.
Yeah.
Skills do not. Just the 5 first ones
Yeah.
start with a D4.
So if I put 2 more attributes into spirit, I would be at D8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Two into spirit gives you a D8.
Okay. So then I could have up to a D8 in faith by putting 3 skill points into faith.
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to make sure I was counting right.
Yes.
Okay, I think I should be done.
Okay. The next thing are your drive statistics. Everyone's standard pace is 6 inches on the tabletop, which translates to 30 feet. Hindrances, ancestral abilities, and edges can change or lower that, but I don't think anyone's got anything dropping that lower. So 30 feet, standard movement. Your parry is 2 plus half of your fighting skill. If you are unskilled in fighting, your parry, I believe, is just 2. I'm not positive. Let me check that.
So is that a D or like half of the fighting dice?
Half your fighting dice.
Yeah.
So I got a D6, so I got a 5 parry.
You have a
Yeah,
5
yeah.
parry.
You and me got a 5.
Okay, so I have a D4 fighting. I only put 1 into it, so that would be
Got a 3.
A
3.
3. Yeah, you got a parry of 3. Okay. Parry, if you know, if it's not obvious, is your ability to resist melee attacks. Your toughness is 2 plus half your vigor plus any armor you have. If you have armor, put it in parentheses because a lot of weapons have armor piercing, and if they have armor piercing, they can ignore that many points of armor. Just for reference, you guys will get to buying stuff in a minute. Almost every gun has at least AP 1. but half your vigor die plus +2.
Okay.
And toughness is your ability to reduce damage. So it's kind of like it's sort of like Eminem. If someone hits you, rolls damage, they roll a 12, and you have a vigor of 4, they have hit you and gotten 2 raises, which means they're gonna hurt the living fuck out of you.
Fine.
What's everybody's vigor looking like?
I have a D6 figure, so I should have a 5 toughness.
Got 5 toughness. Okay.
6.
6 toughness. Good. Okay. Cool. The next thing we're gonna do is edges. I believe Austin has 3 and Daniel has 2. So your edges, you have to make sure your edge is a novice edge, and if it has any attribute requirements or skill requirements, you have to meet them.
Okay. And I have 3 because I have the 1 for being a human.
And then 2 for all the hindrances.
For the hindrances. Okay. And one of mine has to be the blessed arcane background.
That is correct. One of yours does have to be blessed.
Cool.
And I think, hold on. Let me find it. When it comes to magic, I think one of the built-in edges is just like more magical power. Like you can pick up an edge and get more power points, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so there's an edge that might be able
Yeah.
to help with that.
Mm-hmm. You could also just choose to be very attractive.
I'm pretty.
You could be gorgeous.
Why put 1 point into it?
You
Put
put
2.
2. Exactly. Okay, yeah. Power edges. Let's see here. Extra efforts is for seasoned gadgeteer, holy unholy warrior. Mentalist, yeah, new powers. An arcane character may learn 2 new powers by choosing this edge, which can be taken multiple times. He can choose any powers of his rank or lower normally available to his particular arcane background. A character can add new trappings on a power that they already have instead of gaining a new one. So trappings essentially are whenever you use an ability, you describe it, and whatever trapping you put on it, it's like it gets set in stone. Like if you say your energy projection is ice, it is now ice and it obeys all the rules of ice.
Okay.
So, it say like if you were to say lightning is your thing, it obeys all the rules of lightning. You might get a damage bonus if the target you're aiming at is submersed in water, and you also might take negative if the thing you're shooting at is made of rock.
Okay, gotcha.
And then power points. If you get that edge,
I get
you
5
get 5 additional. Yeah.
Okay.
But it can only be taken once per rank. So there are 5 ranks: novice, seasoned, veteran, heroic, and legendary. And each rank has 4 levels. So treat them like D&D levels. So essentially, you can only get more power points every 5 levels.
Yeah, and it also says I only get it looks like a 2 additional at the bottom instead of getting 5 for each one.
Yeah. Well, that's only if you take it at legendary rank.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, the power surge wouldn't be a bad one. Oh no, that's wild card. What does the wild card requirement mean?
You are a wild card. A wild card is any player character or any NPC deemed important enough to require extra durability.
Anyone with a
Gotcha.
character sheet.
Anyone with a character sheet is a wild card,
Gotcha.
or any monster big enough to be a threat is
Okay.
a wild card.
Gotcha.
Also, just to note, Austin, I know we're not really into it yet, but power modifiers is going to be something you want to look into.
Okay.
Essentially, every time you cast a spell, there's a list of power modifiers you can add that increase the price of the spell PowerPoint wise, but add an additional effect.
Gotcha.
So like armor piercing, fatiguing, glowing or shrouding, heavy weapon, lingering damage, extra range, selective damage, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
How we looking on edges, Daniel?
I got soldier and gallows humor.
Okay.
I do like gallows humor.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it all before. I ain't scared.
That's fair.
I think I've got mine.
Okay. So, looking at the character sheets, the last things. Well, the last thing for everyone is weapons. We'll move on to powers for Austin as we wrap up. Or not weapons, just equipment. So, for equipment, go ahead and ignore Savage World and move to Deadlands. If you scroll down to page 25, it's where gear and goods start. Things to bring up. El Cheapo gear. If gear is El Cheapo, it costs half the listed price. However, should you crit fail, it's going to break.
Okay.
El Cheapo horses cost half, but they come with 2 hindrances on them.
Where are you seeing El Cheapo?
In gear and goods.
On page
Oh, El
25.
Page. Gear on the cheap. El Cheapo. And I told Chance this. I'll tell you guys this. You guys are starting in a stagecoach.
Okay.
Take that into consideration before you buy a horse, because horses are really, really expensive.
How much is a El Cheapo horse?
Half.
And with starting
Where's the
money 250 or 500?
You start 250.
250.
Plus, some of you all, I think all of you got some cash in your backgrounds.
Yeah.
Lad and I got $20 and Austin got 40.
I got 46.
Oh.
Cool. Okay, so I'll put
Is weight a thing?
It'll become a thing if it needs to be a thing. Until then,
reason.
no. Yeah. I'm also not charging you for your starting set of clothes. Like whatever you're wearing does not cost anything. But if you want additional clothes, like winter clothes or something like that, you got to pay for it.
am I just blind? Is there a location for money on here? Is it
No.
okay?
Not
Okay.
really. I put mine in bennies. I just put like a dollar amount and slash, and then I'll put my Benny number there.
That'll
Yeah.
work. Okay. I just
It
wanted
just
to.
seems like a good place to keep it out of the way and
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Yeah, I paid for everything except for like a shirt, pants, and boots.
Yep.
Gotcha. What season are we in?
Yeah, it is summer. You guys
Okay.
will be starting. Tell you the date. You guys will be starting June 23rd, 1890.
Okay. Oh, let's make sure we bring some rations, boys. Gotta have that bacon. It's only 15 cents a pound.
That's the last thing that I bought because I was looking over my stuff. I'm like, I think I was pretty thorough. Yeah. And I said, Chance, you don't have any food.
Well,
Oh,
coffee's only 25 cents a pound, guys, and I have $200 to spend on it. We're gonna be rolling in coffee
buy
beans.
so much coffee.
I just spent $100 on coffee.
Beans.
I can't
The
carry anything
beans.
else.
What helped me was I started with my weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Great.
through.
Weapons are going to be your most important or most expensive thing.
Yeah.
And ammunition, on the cost, it's like $2, like arrow, $2.20. Is it $2 for 20 arrows?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool.
I gotta buy me a duster.
Gotta get you a duster.
I got some long johns in the backpack.
You know I do. I bought an extra shirt and pants, some long johns, a duster, and a winter coat, some chaps,
Mm.
gun
Mm-hmm.
belt, rifle
Can't wait to
boot.
see you in them chaps.
That's all I'm wearing.
That's all I'm
Ooh.
wearing.
I went ahead and got a quick draw holster, and then backpack, bedroll, canteen, rations for 10 days, uh, flint, matches, rope, a watch, sewing kit, and a harmonica.
Harmonica.
And of course, bullets.
Gotta have the bullets.
But it's gotta buy you some cigars while you're at it.
I almost bought some cigars. I might pick some up in town.
37 of them.
Get a fedora.
Oh
No
shit, I
lady.
forgot a hat.
I'm not gonna charge you for a hat. If you want a hat, you can have a hat. You don't have to pay for it. I consider that part of starting clothes.
Oh, okay.
That's nice of you.
You just saved yourself $1 or two.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $3.50 if you got a sombrero.
Ooh,
mm-hmm.
that's a good
Mm-hmm.
hat.
Mm-hmm. You know, I also did just think of this. Everybody mark $10 off of your whatever you're doing.
Oh, for the stagecoach.
Yep,
For the
yep, yep.
stagecoach.
So start with 10 less.
Yep.
You bastard.
I just saw that and went, you probably did have to pay for that, didn't you?
One second, let me make sure I can actually use that. Yes, I can. Okay.
What is a rifle boot?
Where are you saying that at?
Gun accessories.
Rifle boot. I believe that is a sort of like a leather cover for the back of your rifle.
See, boys, this is how we play the long game. We need to buy gold and make sure this campaign lasts a year so the price goes up. And then we sell it, and we've had it for a year, so Uncle Sam can't make us pay capital gains.
Yeah. No, that checks.
And then when you
Of course,
die,
you're not in America at the moment because
Yeah,
you're in
right.
Arkansas, but they.
and when you die, the zombie's gonna have something nice and hard to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me make sure I've got.
All right, how much ammo is too much, or like how much can we carry?
How much ammo do you think you could carry comfortably?
I mean, I carry 1,000 rounds in real life of
Yeah.
5.56. So
Okay. You think you can carry 1,000? You can buy 1,000. It's gonna take most of your money, and you're gonna be walking around with 1,000 bullets.
I'm just saying, like,
It's gonna be ready for anything.
I think if you're talking about in this day and age where you're not wearing military gear, I think a
you can
hundred
carry
bullets
more.
would. I think about 100 bullets would be about what you could carry comfortably, and that's if you have like a bandolier.
What do you mean carry comfortably? I had that shit in my pockets.
Oh, I see. I see.
But I got a few different weapons, so
Mm-hmm. You all can of course choose to use cap and ball weapons if you hate yourselves.
If you're cool.
If you're cool and hate yourselves, you can use cap and ball weapons at your own leisure.
Bring some long johns. During them cold nights.
I'm also gonna tell you guys the same thing I told Chance. As you scroll down, you're gonna hit the explosives section.
Do not.
It's gonna seem real tempting to get some explosives. But then I would invite you to read the rules of explosives in a Western setting. I guarantee you're more likely to blow yourself up than to actually use them against anybody. So consider that. Especially if you decide nitroglycerin is your explosive of choice and not dynamite.
That's nice.
You say it like it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. I'm outright saying that it's a bad idea to just carry around explosives. Maybe one day you guys will be cool enough to buy like grenades or something. Or some sort of alchemical whiz-biz.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, I'm not going to say don't use explosives, but don't try to use explosive like hand grenades. Because you will explode.
Chance, when you bought food, did you just try to stick with the trail rations?
Yeah, I
That's
just
kind
got
of what I was thinking.
one canteen and I bought 10 days worth of the dry ration.
I bought 2 sides of bacon. And they are delicious.
Canteen for $1. 10 days rations would be $5.
Yes'm, yes'm. Man, it's £3 for a day of trail ration. What the fuck's in that? It's dense.
Right? And we need coffee. We're gonna need some. That's a pound, dude. A pound of freaking coffee. That is so much coffee.
Mhm.
That's like the big container I have like next to me in the kitchen.
That's like what's in this cup, said Austin.
That's dang near like 150 cups of coffee.
How many knives can we bring? Or I mean, how many weapons can we bring?
How many knives?
As many as is reasonable.
How, what is reasonable?
You know the answer to
Well-
what is reasonable.
No, I don't.
I would say you can't carry more than 2 long arms, and probably no more than 4 normal size pistols.
All right. So I need.
That's exactly what Lad will carry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm carrying a knife, gold, funny looking knife, a
Mm-hmm.
Colt Army 44, Winchester 76 45, a bow, a sawed-off double-barreled shotgun.
Oh my gosh, Daniel.
Sweet Jesus.
What?
That was
That's
so
two.
much.
That's too small. That's a bow is literally in my bag for hunting.
Okay. Okay.
Sawed off, strapped to my back, Winchester on the back, Colt on the side. Actually, you're right. I should bring two pistols because that's below the limit. He said 4, right?
He said 4.
I did
Okay,
say
so
4.
I can do 3 pistol, 2 shotguns, 2 pistols, Winchester 76, and he said 2 long arms, so 76, and then a Springfield.
My favorite part is the subtlety. I
What?
like the subtlety the best.
Lad's just gonna
Right.
be full Blackbeard in it. He's not gonna
Uh-huh.
reload a single time. Not until combat's over.
Every time he takes a step, you're gonna hear the jingling of shells, and he's gonna drop one of his guns.
Yup.
And dynamite.
Don't get dynamite. I'm telling you not to get dynamite. I don't want to have to deal with one of you carrying dynamite and killing everyone with it.
Right.
That would be unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do need a carbine though.
You have so many guns.
It's a lot of guns.
Alrighty.
Trying to be a goddamn Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm. All of these guns do the same damage almost.
To you.
Yeah, I guess.
You're not shooting with your heart.
Also, you're gonna have to buy different bullets for some of these. Keep that in
Oh
mind.
god. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah.
Wait, does it matter about ranges?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
There's a
I mean,
stat block.
I mean, not the range, like
Calibers.
pistol, 12, 24, 48.
It has
The
the
Winchester.
calibers listed next to them.
Oh,
Are those? Is
make,
there a minimum range?
make sure you leave space for a backpack with all your
There
stuff.
is a rule about shooting in melee or shooting into melee.
So I don't. So I don't need a pistol because pistols you can't shoot in melee.
Yeah, you can.
It doesn't say.
What do you mean?
No,
Look at the pistol.
I think one of the sawn-off shotguns says that because I believe the full-size shotguns you can't shoot in melee range, and that's why the sawn-off shotgun says you can because it's small enough to.
That I think that's correct.
Oh, okay. So pistols you can shoot in melee.
Yes.
What about a sawn-off Winchester?
I would say same rule as a sawn-off shotgun.
Okay,
Is that an option?
there is a sawn-off Winchester. Yes.
Hmm. Oh, and a bola.
Ebola.
He's gonna be trapping people. What in the world is this guy?
I need to get one of these 50s. Enfield musket, a 58, black powder.
So, for the holster, is that just in general? Like, if you wanted one on your back for your rifle, you would just buy a quote unquote holster, and you would. Okay.
So, holsters are for pistols, and I would say technically price anything for rifle slings at the same price as the shotgun thong.
Shotgun. Right there,
So-
25 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, I was asking about I'm willing to pay the $3 because since the Winchester, one of the descriptions says it's easy to conceal like a pistol. I didn't know if if I bought a bigger holster.
Oh
To
yeah,
have it
no.
set
If you're
in.
talking like that, you could do the full like Woody Harrelson Zombieland with it if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's more expensive, but you know,
Mhm.
I gotta hide it. I am a preacher.
Mhm.
First, I'm gonna speak the word to you, and if that don't work, I'm gonna let you
I'm
see
yell
God
at-
Himself.
All right. Now I gotta get
Pacifist.
I
ammo.
don't want to fight, but I will. I won't
If
shoot
I want
first.
to.
What is a? I think we tried talking about what the heck is a rifle boot?
It's like it's like a scabbard for
Yeah.
your rifle, like what goes on.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, mine's just gonna be on my body.
Yeah, so I changed mine to a rifle sling.
Yeah. Which again, 25 cents like a shotgun thong.
Yeah.
Same deal.
I don't think I need any more items. I got my bedroll.
You got some tomahawks, Daniel?
You fucking know he does.
No.
Do you have your backpack, Daniel? Do we have to buy a
I
back?
do.
I'm assuming we have to buy the backpack to make sure all
If
this
you-
stuff fits.
I mean, if you want a backpack, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a Gatling shotgun, Daniel?
No, I'm not getting any of that weird stuff.
Yeah. Costs $1,000.
I was about to say, lad, how can you afford any of this?
We get $250, $240.
280.
Actually, I got 260.
I'll say
Spent a lot of mine
286
on
for
extra
me.
gear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I'm at 34.
I'm at 166.75 for my bill right now.
5,
You're at what?
166.75.
Did you already buy all your other equipment?
Yeah, everything's already bought. I think I'm done.
Okay.
I've only
What
spent
kind of equipment? Oh.
I've only spent $58.
How?
I have a knife. I have a Bowie knife, some brass knuckles, sawn-off Winchester, the ammo for it. I only bought 50 because I don't think a preacher's gonna need more than that. Not sending everyone to the heaven today. A backpack for 2, gun belt and holster for 5, spare pair of long johns for 2, my bedroll for 4, spare shirt and trousers for 5, pound of coffee for 25, a canteen for $1, $5 worth of days rations, and a 50-cent watch. $2.50 watch. Sorry, so I am at $60.
Nice.
Yeah, you should be good to. Trying to look over all my stuff and.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna buy a sombrero.
How are you gonna see in the dark? How are you gonna shovel your shit?
I'm gonna hold
Hey,
it
you
until
down
morning,
trees for
Daniel.
the
Yeah, does anyone have
firewood.
a lantern?
How are you gonna see in the dark
got
is
a
a good
lantern.
question.
That is a good question. Oh, you know what? No, we have. I would say, well, I need to grab. Someone might need to grab an iron skillet so we can.
For
We
what?
also made sure to get like flint and matches for
Yeah.
a campfire.
Yep.
Mhm.
What about playing cards? You got playing cards?
Um,
How you can be
I got
doing
a-
gambling?
Got a heart.
I'm not gonna be gambling. I'm a preacher, man.
What? Crazy.
Hey, you don't have to gamble. If it's all for the fun of the game, then it's fine. Just don't bet.
There are like sins listed.
Yes.
There are sins listed.
Gambling is one of them.
You
Yeah,
buy
you
a
basically have, like,
bedroll?
a paladin oath.
I do have a bedroll.
And then, man, it's stringent as fuck. Holy shit. The way they have it read, it's like if Austin says, oh god, to something, I'm like, no more spells for you today. There they
saw
go.
that. The moment I saw that, I said, nope, that ain't me. I'm out.
I will, of course, not do that because that seems gamey and dickish. Austin, don't do a mortal sin and you'll be able to keep your powers.
Yeah, right.
Boo.
You know what?
Yeah,
Mortal sin's rough. Like, don't steal either. Be a good dude and you will keep your powers. If you accidentally slip and say cheese and crackers, I'm willing to let you off with a warning.
You get one.
You get one. Everybody knows that.
You know what? Instead of bringing axe and wood, I'll just bring a hatchet. Just chop down limbs, make my little fire that way. It's lighter.
That's a good idea.
I also didn't. I just now saw the doctor's bag, and I do have a little bit of a healing route on my guy, so I'm gonna grab that.
Don't forget, Daniel, to get a gun belt and holster for every gun you buy.
Already did.
Okay, cool.
Hatchet $1. Might need handcuffs. Might have to.
Handcuffs seems a little aggressive.
Might need them.
And then I'm gonna buy 13 bars of ghost rock.
So ignore that.
Ignore that.
Ghost
That's
rock is not a
thing.
thing in my thing. I make dusk stone something different. It's more expensive than this.
All right. I'm gonna buy. So there's no ghost rock.
No, there's dust stone. It's different. They make it too common, I think, in this setting.
All right. Then I'm gonna buy 4 ounces of gold.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm a trader. I took the
Cool.
trade skill. I'm gonna trade.
Cool. All right, you gonna try to make some money off that 4 ounces of gold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Not really. I'm just gonna keep my $82.5.
The fact that Daniel has clearly spent almost $200. It's pretty insane.
Right.
Well, what else you guys spending now?
Why?
And you're gonna lose it.
No, that's not how it works.
Lose it.
Look, I got everything I need to survive.
Mhm.
Everything. I don't need anything else.
You gotta
I want to.
to.
I want to hear Daniel's item list. Proceed.
Rations 10, canteens 2, matches 100, cigs 10, boots, chaps, duster, shirt, work shirt, long johns, winter coat, trousers, backpack, bedroll, hatchet, lantern, mess kit, shovel, rope 40 yards, rifle, uh, rifle belt, gun belt, watch, quick draw, holster, shotgun thong, axe, playing cards, knife, Colt's Army 44, Winchester 45, bow, sawed off, 100 rounds, 20 rounds, 20.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Oh, rifle boot.
The beard. Gotta have the beard. Daniel's got a full pack.
I'm a
Like
soldier.
everyone else has got their pack on. You got the full hiking pack. Multiple buckles.
I'm a soldier.
Yeah,
It's in my description.
it is.
I can withstand the environmental hazards or endurance test, whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
All right. Is that the last thing we do?
That's the last thing you have to do. Austin still has one more thing to do.
You list out all your weapons in the weapons section.
Who?
You.
Me? Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand how reloading works?
No.
Okay, so it takes one in any weapon. It takes one action to put one bullet in. You can have up to 3 actions a turn. So with most guns, unless otherwise listed, you can load 3 bullets a turn if you devote your whole turn to loading. For stuff like the cap and ball, it has reload 3. That means to reload 1 bullet, you have to take 3 actions.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything else about reloading that's important. If you take a running action on your turn and try to reload, you have to make a agility check, and if you fail, you don't reload anything that turn. And if you crit fail, you drop your ammo.
All right, 196.15. That's what I've got left.
And you said you wanted a you wanted this? You wanted the sheet?
Yeah, I'd like your character sheets just so I have them, and I'd also like any notes you guys have. So I know all the fun names you guys came up with today, so I can find ways to hurt you with them.
So, question
Alright.
Yes.
for chaps, it says +1 leg armor.
Okay. So it is assumed in Savage Worlds, anytime someone shoots at you, they're aiming at your chest. So most armor is situated on your chest. However, you can have armor elsewhere. Just like M&M, Savage Worlds has a called shot system. You can take a negative modifier to your shot to aim at other parts of their body that are more difficult to hit, with varying effects. If you aim at hands, you can shoot weapons out. If you aim at heads, you do more damage. You aim at legs, you can slow people down, etc. So chaps are making it to where if someone shoots at your legs, you have armor on your legs instead of just your torso.
How do
Okay,
you
What?
guys can go?
Do we add that to our overall toughness rank, or do we just leave that to the side until?
You leave it to the side. Um, it's just like you have that. So if I take a cold shot at your leg, you can tell me that your legs are armored, so I know that Or if a fucking wolf is chasing you and nipping at your heels, let me know you've got chaps on.
Gotcha, I'll do a flip kick.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Van Brace's helmet, should you guys ever get around to that sort of thing.
Fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, we'll go over rules kind of as we play, because there are a lot of them, and I don't see much of a point in going over them now when you'll just forget them. It's better just as we play to go over them, because, they'll stick better if you're shooting someone with the rules.
Yeah.
Alright. You got all your items, Austin?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and go to powers. Or, well, go to the blessed fella.
Yep, I've got it right here.
Okay. Let's see here. Blessed. You're available. You start with 3 powers. One of them is Holy Symbol, and then 2 of your choice. Which can be Arcane Protection, Banish, Barrier, Beast Friend, Blind, Boost/Lower Trait, Confusion, Deflection, Detect Arcana, Not Conceal, Dispel, Divination, Elemental Manipulation, Empathy, Environmental Protection, Havoc, Healing, Holy Symbol, Light, Not Darkness, Numb, Protect, Relief, Resurrect, Sanctify, Sloth/Speed, Smite, Speak Language, Stun, and Warrior's Gift. Some of those you may not be able to take because you're still a novice, but that's your list.
Yes, and then do I go to the Savage Worlds to look at the
Yes.
powers? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Let me find
Oh,
the
look at
page
this
for it.
handwriting. You
Oh,
got good handwriting, son.
whose handwriting are you talking about?
Talking about Daniels, he sent me his notes.
Oh, gotcha. I'll send you mine when I
You said
make it pretty.
that's good handwriting? You
That's
crazy?
good. That's good handwriting, son.
How many did I send you? Holy shit.
You
I
sent
thought
me this about a
I thought it was
dozen
spelling.
times.
I thought it was spelling.
About a dozen times.
This is a lot. Did you not use the character sheet?
What do you mean?
I
Oh
sent
no.
you a character sheet.
I want to handwrite it. I
Okay,
don't want
that's
to use
fine.
no
I
character
mean,
sheet.
That's perfectly fine.
mine's handwritten as well, just on the character sheet. I
That's
printed one
all.
off.
This is all perfectly fine.
I ain't got a printer. I didn't know how to dangle with this. It's on the
Dangle
Wi-Fi.
like this.
It's a PDF. I don't know how to send that and save it and all that shit. I just started
It's a
writing it on my
damn
little book so
PDF.
we can keep it up. What all that means. I had to take a college class about PDFs and all this typing and
His
clicking
powers
on the
cancel
boxes and whatnot.
Miss Marianne.
Miss Mary.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Smite.
Smite? Someone's about to get smoted?
Then let's look at. And I actually get 2 more because I took the new powers edge. So I'll either get 2 more or I can change the trappings.
Trapping. I wouldn't. You set the trappings when you first use it, so don't do that.
Yeah.
I'd go for the points because your trappings will be whatever you make them when you first use the power.
Okay, gotcha.
It is suggested in the book that holy men's powers are very succinct and not very noticeable. I don't give a shit about that. You do what you want.
Okay. I'm gonna take healing.
Good choice. That's my
Yeah,
boy.
no, that's
Bobo, are you
pretty
on here?
good.
You on here?
Eh,
Healing
I'm
removes
in.
runes less than an
I'm just hanging
hour
out.
old. A
what are you
success
doing?
removes 1 rune.
Why are you offline?
What do you mean I'm sliding?
What?
Are you
Hello?
on Cookie Clicker?
Yeah, how would you know that if I was offline?
Because I try to watch you and it says you're offline. You're not
What do
letting
you
me
mean I'm
watch you.
offline?
I clicked watch game and it said you're offline.
Watch
You
what?
gotta,
What?
you gotta like agree to it or something.
On
Huh?
what?
What?
Huh? On Steam.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to watch you.
There's, I don't have anything playing. I'm just playing the game.
Yeah, go to your like shift tab, like cast it.
Show me. Show it
Hold
to me.
on. I gotta turn on the overlay.
Slim cast that. Don't me.
Let's see. Where's this even
Freaking gay. See,
at?
this
Huh?
broadcaster is offline.
Uh, broadcast. All right. Steam overlay needs to be enabled to broadcast live streams. It is enabled. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
You got healing touch, Austin?
I have healing.
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, you all probably are at some point.
Be fine.
This game's combat, I'm not gonna lie, seems kind of unforgiving. It may get bumpy the first few times while I see what the limits of this are. So, try not to die.
Where's the health at?
Okay, shoot me in the face.
You don't have health. You have
It-
wounds.
I'd
You
say
may
it's like
take 3
mutants and
wounds, and on your
mastermind.
4th wound,
Yes.
you go down. Wounds are determined based off your toughness. If someone does damage high enough over your toughness, there are 2 effects. The first raise above your toughness, or the minute they go above your toughness, you're shaken. If you're shaken, you can't really do anything your next turn. You can't take actions. You can only move around. You get a chance when your turn starts to shake off the shakenness, or you can use a Benny to get rid of it, or whatever. And if you're shaken, it opens you up to damage. Of course, if they raise high enough, you just take a wound anyway. But essentially, you'll hit 4 wounds. At that point, I'll make you roll a vigor check to determine whether you're just incapacitated, whether you're incapacitated or injured for a light injury, injured for a permanent injury, or bleeding out. And if you're if you're bleeding out or bleeding out with a permanent injury, if you're bleeding out or bleeding out with a permanent injury, you start making vigor rolls. If you fail a vigor roll, you die.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So use cover, son.
Use cover. And I'll also let you know I made the rules less lethal than they actually are. That is the nice version that I made.
I ain't scared. My vigor's high.
The mean version is if you fail, you go into bleeding out, which means if you roll lower than a 4, you go into bleeding out, and if you roll lower than a 2, you die before you get a chance to bleed out.
Mm.
But yeah, I think those are the rules. There might actually be a way to prevent bleeding out as quickly. It might be something different, but I think it's just a bigger check. Also, wounds will apply a stacking debuff to you. For every wound you have, -1 to every roll you make. So if you're rocking 3 runes, -3 to everything. Which is obviously bad, but there are ways to get around it. You'll be getting this stuff called benefits. I'm just going to call them chips. For every chip you have, you can choose to try to soak a wound, which will keep you from taking it. Obviously, you can use it to reroll, and if you are on death's doorstep, you can use it to strategically prevent yourself from dying until someone can heal you or stabilize you. Wounds are extraordinarily serious. You can make a healing check like within the first hour to try to get away, or magical healing or whatever. Otherwise, you recover 1 wound every 5 days. So getting wounded is not like D&D wound. It's like, oh, I got reduced to 1 hit point. Let me just take a nap. I'll be fine. It's like, nah, you need a week before you can get 1 back.
Okay.
So for the holy symbol one, that's just a thing. Like that's not actually. I don't have to write down any because I don't see it.
I don't know.
I'll
Hold
say
on.
I don't see it in the power section. So I'm assuming that's just like a thing.
You might need a Bible.
I was gonna say that's what that or like a cross on my neck.
I think it might be in Deadlands specifically.
Oh, yep. You know what? Let me go to Deadlands.
There are probably also powers in Deadlands that you may have missed. I don't actually know if that be the case.
I don't
But
see a powers tab anywhere.
I'm looking. Oh, I'm looking. Holy Symbol. It is a novice power that costs 3 power points, range self, duration 5. Evil critters find it hard to attack a pious wayfarer with the true faith and a symbol of her deity to back it up. Once invoked, any supernaturally evil creature that wants to make a direct physical attack on the bearer of the symbol must make a spirit roll as a free action. The creature subtracts 2 if the blessed cast with a raise. Attacks include area effect attacks that would catch the bear in their template, but wouldn't affect knocking a shelf over to land on the bear. Holy Symbol has no effects on tests. The blessed must have an actual holy symbol to invoke the miracle. No holy symbol, no holy symbol. Comprende, amigo? An improvised symbol works, a broken window frame in the shape of a cross instead of an actual crucifix, for example, but the blessed subtracts -2 from the invocation without a proper symbol.
Gotcha. Okay, I see it now.
Vampires have a built-in weakness to holy symbols. A character with this miracle may use either as she chooses the power using the PowerPoint. You can add custom modifiers to it, an AoE for +2 points. The power affects all allies within a medium blast template. It does not prevent creatures from entering the area, only for their attacks to affect within. For +3, you can make it large, or you can make it strong. The spirit roll is raised from a -2 to a -4 when the creature makes it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. I think that's it. All right, before we wrap that up, does anyone have any questions about the setting? Because I went over it very quickly, but I have 40 pages of notes.
Ba, 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 ba.
It can be about organizations, it can be about regions, it can be about the individual structure of some of these countries or organizations, nature of some of the shit, types of monsters, etc., etc.
I guess I have a question for my backstory.
Hmm.
For the Kingdom of Dusk, they're pretty secretive, right?
They're quite secretive. The word reclusive comes to mind.
Okay.
They just given their natural isolation, they don't tend to reveal a lot about themselves because they don't need to, and the air of mysticism around them kind of acts as an unofficial shield that keeps anyone from getting too uppity.
Is that something that should be hidden, or
I don't think it's something that the average person probably doesn't give a shit about the Kingdom of Dusk, but if someone in the know were to ask, that may be like something that you would want to leave out, and probably something that you'd be encouraged to leave out. But if anyone asks where you're from, I don't think anyone back home would begrudge you to just say where you're from, just as long as you don't give away too much.
no? I was thinking about keeping that hush hush.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed like the right idea.
Mayhaps, mayhaps. There is one glaring thing, or two glaring things about you that are probably standing out, though.
Well, you probably
Yeah,
found that on some dead folk, right?
yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. What about you two? Any other burning questions?
Not that I have at the moment.
None that I can think of.
Cool. In that case, I think we're good.
Sleepy Brian.
No.
No.
Stupid. Stupid. I'm looking through my notes right now just to see if there's anything I think I should tell you guys. It's just a bunch of names.
So my powers, I've got the holy symbol, healing smite, dispel, and stun.
Nice. Nice. If you can, just go ahead and send me what notes you have and your character sheet so that I have them. Oh, also, I meant to ask this. I know this was session 0, and we're probably going to go into every other week, if that's good with you guys. Where we can just play this every other week and then just play video games
Yeah.
on the opposite week. But since this was just session 0, do you guys want to start next week, or do you want to wait until the week after?
Doesn't
I'm
matter to
willing
me.
to start next week.
Yeah, doesn't matter to me.
I'm
We can
excited.
works for me. So we can do session 1 next week. Nice. I'm excited.
I'm pretty fucking jazzed. Not gonna lie.
All
I
sounds good.
have thought about a lot of this bullshit for a while. My creative outlets for TTRPGs have been stymied by Christmas scheduling, and so I've poured it all into this.
He's gonna hurt us.
I'm gonna fucking ruin you. I like to think that I am a reasonable DM, but I was trained in a very specific school where I am very much not allowed to hold back. I will kill you if you don't save yourself. And I trust you all to save yourselves. Don't disappoint me. Because you'll be dead.
Also, so everyone has a good grasp of like the tone we're working with here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any good examples for like movies or games? Like on a scale of 1 to Hunt, where are we at?
So, reasonably, as the tone goes, I think, for one, the location does affect the tone because there are some places in this world that are less haunted than others and less like dangerous than others. The place you're starting at is kind of a mid ground. I would say, tonally, Hunt is a good like starting ground. I would say at lightest, I would say Hunt is pretty like average. It's definitely dark, but there's lighter bits to it. I would say lighter end of this. Think like Van Helsing, circa 2003,
See, that's
and
where I
then
want to be, son. You
uh
just said the magic word.
and then at its darkest, probably. Hmm,
God, he's
well,
gigging.
I'm trying to think of a good example because I have some wretched shit in here. It's few and far between, but I have thought of some really horrible shit.
How wretched are we talking here?
I was writing I was writing a bad guy's backstory, and I specifically stopped and went, "That was fucked up," and thought about it for like 5 minutes, then went back to writing. Um, hmm. Hunt has very dark lore. I think Hunt is a pretty good example for the darker parts of this. Like Hunt has fucking meatheads ripping out of pregnant ladies. Like it's pretty fucking dark.
Mhm.
I'd say it's there. You know what? You want to know the darkest of the dark? Grimm's fairy tales. That's my dark end of it, which is horrible,
Mm-hmm.
but it's classically horrible. I think. So yeah, tonally it could get a little rough, but at the end of the day, I think heroics can prevail and should prevail and probably will prevail for you guys, not the world. The world's fucked.
Hopefully, maybe, probably.
Hopefully,
Mhm.
maybe, probably. I believe in you guys.
As long as we can leave it a somewhat better place.
You can leave it a somewhat better place. It won't be a good place, but betterer. I fully believe there will be some towns that'll be happy to see you guys when you show up,
And some that will not.
and some that will not. And you know, there are better, like I said, better and worse places in the world. Arkansas, medium. You go back, you go to like Northeast, go to New England, that's basically a whole different game. That's a different TTRPG. You know, that's fun times. You go too far east and you hit like Appalachia, it gets super dark. It gets dark again. Just like words of advice, anywhere that there's mountains, probably bad. Mountains are historically scary, and there's a reason for that. Further west you go, the worse it gets until you cross the Rockies, then it gets a little bit better. And then it gets a lot better. And then there's an ocean. I had fun the other day. I was looking at the bestiary for this, and I learned about a classic monster that's apparently like a Deadlands staple and has been for as long as the setting has been a thing, called rattlers. I bet you saw in the item store, the gear store, there was an option for rattler hide armor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So a rattler, I read about this and I was like, wow, this is insane. In the lore for Deadlands, not the lore we're using, but the official lore, uh, essentially the four horsemen of the apocalypse are the bad guys. And they bring hell to earth, whatnot. And there are these creatures called the rattlers. And it's like every big bad guy is from hell, summoned by the four horsemen, except for rattlers. Rattlers fill in that like Lovecraftian niche. They're just graboids from Tremors.
Hmm.
They are like 70-foot, well, bigger. They're like 70-foot worms with like rattler tails that have tentacles that come out of their mouth for grabbing, except they're like hyper intelligent. And they're like, they fill in that Cthulhu-esque of like unfathomable ancient minds that can like enter the thoughts of others and bullshit like that. But they're graboids.
Mm.
And I thought that was super fun. They're pretty bad. I've looked at their stat block. I don't know if I should.
No, we'll take them. They'll be fine.
Their toughness is above 30.
Mm.
How the fuck do I damage that?
Carefully. With something with a lot of AP and luck. You've seen Tremors. You've seen the one where they do the westerns. You gotta get a punt gun. You gotta get a punt gun or a bandsaw. Man, that movie was not great. The bandsaw thing was really dumb.
It was perfect.
It was real dumb. I didn't like the little cockroach baby graboids that flew. That like shot from the dirt and dove back down. I didn't like those guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
They suck. I did not care for them. I like ass blasters.
I know you do, son.
I like ass blasters. That's the better way to propagate a species. You ass blast to eggs to big worms. This is the way. Y'all ever seen those movies?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love those movies. They're so stupid. Delightfully stupid.
They're good.
But yeah, that's apparently a staple for this setting, is Cthulhu graboids.
How
That's,
common are Cthulhu craboids?
I mean, about as common as a Kraken is in D&D.
Okay, so yeah.
There might be 3 in the world. But as heroes, they are drawn to you.
They smell you and it stinks.
They smell your stank. There's a lot of weird, unique monsters in this setting, and a lot of them are really fun. I'm excited to spring some upon ye.
You can get a rattler detector for $100.
I assume that's like the things from Dune, where you shove them in the ground and listen for worm sign.
Oh shit! I didn't see the armor.
Wait. You gonna get some armor now?
I mean, I can get an armored duster. Hmm.
Down to you. The fuck. Thank you, Austin.
You're welcome.
You guys have so many fucking siblings.
I have 7 that are still alive, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, all your siblings are definitely alive. Besides that one super dead one.
Well, see, one's missing
Yes.
or unknown, so could have died. I've not seen him after he ran away.
He's fine, I'm
We-
sure.
We don't know what
As
happened to
many-
Timmy.
As many siblings as possible are alive, so that we have more to kill.
Well, we
Mm.
have Isaac, Jacob, Jessica, Anthony, Matthew, and Amanda left, so
Your backstory is going to be the first one to come up because we're going to run into one of your uncles,
Yeah.
of your shittier uncles, and
Yeah.
he'll have one of your siblings as a henchman,
quote unquote
Mhm.
uncle.
and that'll be an arc, and that'll be a fun few sessions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be me going, do we have to fight? Can't we just get along? No. Okay.
Face.
And then I pull out my gun. It's time to repent.
Ooh. I have something that's out of context for you, Chance, and it'll make it sound way worse because it was just one thing, but it will freak you out a little bit. I told Matt an idea I had, and he said, and I quote, "That's fucked up."
No. I thought it was going to be unsettling for the other two.
No, that's for you specifically. I said it to Matt, and he said, "That's fucked up."